Laundry Day at Omega Mart. Save on name brands like Omega Point, now just $6.99. Plausible deniability, only $5.87. And done. No time for it? You're done. Just 2 for $10 or 3 for $7 when you spend $20 or more with a valid coupon. Limited to 1 coupon per customer. Price is good through December 12th. See in store for details. That's Omega Savings. That's Omega Mart.
Omega Mart. You have no idea what's in store for you.
Watch Zelda become a legend on your Nintendo Entertainment System.
Zelda! After us! Which way to go? Good time. Pee hand! Reverse! Zelda! Zelda! Zelda!
The Legend of Zelda. A never-ending adventure new for your Nintendo Entertainment System.
Zelda!
When you decide to step up to this kind of power, this kind of challenge, this kind of flying, crashing, feeling, when you decide to get serious, there's only one place to come. The games of Super Nintendo. No one else creates this kind of experience, because no one else creates these kinds of games. Now you're playing with power, superpower.
新しい冒険が今始まろうとしている。愛よ、勇気を奮い立て。僕らはマリオと強くなる。テクニカルファンタジーゲームスーパーマリオブラザーズ3。
Hello and welcome to anybody who might be here already. Happy Righteous Wednesday, and that's righteous with a W. We will be continuing the Monstrous Turnabout today. Sorry, my microphone's got a bit of a situation. Okay, it's still. Oh no, that's my chair being back. Gotta turn the chair around. Show the green side. There we go. Okay, cool. I didn't want anything obstructing the text here. Anyways, so we're going to be continuing the Monstrous Turnabout. Let's see. Let me switch over to the bottom screen here. I think last week it went pretty well when we went over the court record as we recapped. So let me just set the basis for the case really quick. The case we are on involves 2 towns. And there's Tenma Town and there's Ninetales Vale. And these 2 towns obviously have mayors, and the mayors are kind of going under negotiations in a way where one mayor from Tenma Town would like the mayor from Ninetales Vale to agree to merge the towns together. So Tenma Town wants to sort of absorb Ninetales Vale. Hello, what's up, Hoodie? How's it going, man? Welcome in. Just starting my recap.
Seems to indicate
Phantom Togepi. That's a great name. I like that. What would a Phantom Togepi look like? That would be pretty cool. Got any artwork of that, Togepi? But welcome in. Thank you for the follow. I really appreciate that. You guys are just in time for the recap. So, yeah, I was just going over the setting for this case. We're on the final part, too. So, the recap's probably going to be pretty important for anybody that wants to enjoy this with me. Anyway, so where we were at. Yeah, so we got Ninetales Vale, we got Tenma Town. Tenma Town wants to absorb Ninetales Vale, but the mayor of Ninetales Vale, he ain't having that. He doesn't want to do that. So, oh, here's one other thing too, while I'm recapping. So there's some tension there. Now, Ninetales Vale is a particular town because it has this theme to it, where it's themed after yokai, or like demons and stuff. And one sec, let me just pull this down, just trying to get my tie to show up. There we go, that's better. Not perfect, but better. So and with it has this mascot. So Ninetales Vale has this mascot of this masked wrestler guy who's the nine-tailed fox, and he is also against the merger of the towns, and he's been talking about that openly. Now it turns out the masked wrestler is secretly the mayor from Ninetales Vale, so it's kind of like this is one of his ways of combating this merger, right? So that's sort of the background situation. Now, how the case kind of comes out so far is there was a day when both mayors were together in Ninetales Vale, and they were both in a room alone together. And this room is very special because it contains a secret, well, not a secret chamber, but it's a sealed chamber, I'll say, where a demon is sealed inside. So there's this ancient story about Ninetales Vale where there's these 2 demons that fought. Here, let me click on this. And it was the what do they call him? Tenmatado is that's the bird guy's name. He's the bad guy, and then here's the nine-tailed fox. And so the story goes that they like battled or whatever, and the nine-tailed fox conquered over him and sealed him into this cave, and that cave is in the room that the 2 mayors are in. So, or the entrance to the cave or whatever. It's inside this house, and it's like this fancy room that they're in. So while they were in this room, apparently they were drugged because they were both like asleep. So they had like some sort of sleeping drug that they both had. And one of them, the mayor of the yokai village, Ninetales Vale, he was stabbed with a spear. And around the body, we found footprints that look like bird footprints and feathers everywhere. And the other mayor from Tenma Town, he was knocked out in a chair and had blood on his head. And so it really looked like the bird demon guy apparently got out and killed him. Like, this is what like the scene was made to look like. And then fled. And there's more evidence for that as we have what do I want to call it? Testimony from Jinxie, the daughter of the mayor from Tenma Town, she saw the demon run by her because she was just outside in that hallway, and then another guy heard the demon go by in the foyer. So apparently the demon went by and it apparently like flew out this window that's over a cliff. And so the court doesn't believe us when we say all that because they're like, how did this mystery person escape through this window that's just a sheer cliff? But the weird thing is, we have a picture of him flying. So that's weird. And we can't really explain that, but it does help our case, but it also makes our case the fact that a demon did this. And we can't really like believe that, right? Because demons aren't real, right? Right? So that's basically what our story has been so far, is that there's someone dressed as Timotado. We proved that he could have used the ventilation air duct here in order to stash the key inside the room to make it look like there was no way to exit the room because the room was locked and the key was inside the room. So apparently what we're saying is that he left through this door, went down the hall, and then threw the key back through, or climbed back through and then put it in there. So that's what our story was, because we were really confident that this man in a bird suit like must have ran by. So it turns out when we went back last week to the crime scene, which is the Fox Chamber, the air duct was still very dusty, so there was like no way that anybody could have crawled through it, or else there would be evidence of that. So that kind of threw a huge wrench in that story that we had. So we're back to not understanding how the key could have got back in there. But one thing I will say that I'm trying to remember in that realm is the fact that the window over here was also cracked open. It just wasn't big enough for someone to get out of, but I'm thinking right now that it is big enough for someone to slip a key in there, possibly. So I don't know. That hasn't come up. That's just from Domm. Let's see. Here, let's see. Let's do a little recap of the crime scene itself. Take a look at that photo. There's the crime scene. This is Mayor Tenma. He is our client, because he was blamed for the murder, because the cops don't believe a demon did it, obviously. So this has been their target, so he's our guy. And that is the mayor of Ninetales Vale, dead over there, and also that masked wrestler guy, again, dead. We have the feathers all over the place. You see the footprints over there. So, and this is the room that had the demon sealed in it, apparently. So that is the crime scene. I believe we have our client's fingerprints were on the spear. The victim's fingerprints were on a statue that it's claimed was what knocked out Tenma, because it has his blood on it, but that guy's fingerprints. And I think that's about all we know about the crime scene itself. Now, behind the crime scene, there is this Fox Chamber. We don't have a picture of it. Well, here's the statue that apparently was used to hit Tenma, our client. But one interesting thing about the statue is it's supposed to have this cup on top, because they're both of the demons are supposed to be holding the cup up. And instead, it got broken off somehow. And so it's kind of interesting, because then it makes the demons look like they're fighting. But that's just kind of a side thing. Let's see here. So yeah, let's go back to the diagram. So we have the Forbidden Chamber as well, and the Forbidden Chamber is where the demon was supposedly sealed. We found a way in there to investigate. Hey, it's change time, nice. And what we found in there was interesting. We found that one of the staves was missing, so that was kind of interesting. We also found the most interesting thing, in my opinion, is this hand cream. We found this in the Forbidden Chamber, and this hand cream belongs to a very specific person, and I'll get into him in just a second. But we found this as well as this in the chamber. This one was in like a drawer where I guess something was supposed to be, or like some sort of compartment. And it was covered in ash and stuff. But now we know the figure. What it actually is apparently a little statuette that another character's grandfather used to leave when he would steal stuff. So he was like a famous thief. Let's see. Looking over the evidence, anything else I want to mention? I think it's good for the evidence. Look at profiles real quick. We'll go over some of the people, key people, and stuff about them that matters. We got Jinxie Tenma. This is the daughter of Mayor Tenma, our client. She has some interesting stuff where she's been accused of helping her father by staging the demon at the crime scene, like putting the tracks there and the feathers. And we also have some evidence, I guess you could say, that she sleepwalks. And when she sleepwalks, she says a lot of things that make her seem very guilty, and that's a problem for us. But she is sleepwalking, so she's not conscious when she's doing it. But that's some pretty interesting things about Jinxie. So some people say she's possessed, and that's why she sleepwalks, and it's actually the demon. But in all actuality, we know she's just got, sleeping problems. I mean, look at her. She looks tired, dude. She probably doesn't get that much sleep. So then there's the Amazing Ninetales. That was the persona of Rex Kyubi, who is the mayor of Ninetales Vale. We went over him a lot. Here's our client, Damien Tenma. He's a very rough kind of guy, but he's actually super nice. So he says things in a very aggressive way, but he actually is really caring and cares about his daughter and stuff. And he will do anything to make sure that his daughter is found not guilty. And what I mean by that is he's been actually pretending that he is possessed by Tenmatado, taking on a voice and everything or whatever, trying to implicate himself further to try to distance his daughter away from any sort of finger pointing when it came to the evidence stuff I was saying that they were accusing her of. So there's that. We got Phoenix Filch. He's the groundskeeper at the where the crime scene is in that building. And he's the grandson of the famous thief. Hello, I was Nephirite in Togepi fan before changing. Oh, okay. Phantom Togepi is a pun of Phantom fan, as I'm a fan of Togepi. Phantom, since I have a habit of lurking. Oh, nice. Cool. Well, lurkers are welcome here, Phantom, so I'm glad that you're here. Thanks for saying something in chat. I really appreciate that. And I hope you enjoy lurking here. I hope you also enjoy Ace Attorney. I assume maybe that's how you got here. So I hope you're having a good night. Let's see. So yeah, Phoenix, he's the grandson of that thief I was talking about earlier, and he's also a thief himself, that bastard. And he has been being coached by another person, this guy, Florent Lebel, in what he's supposed to say in court and stuff, which is pretty suspicious. He's also one of the witnesses we have for the demon running by. And he's like a constant liar, so it's hard to know if he's ever telling the truth or not. But that brings me to Florent Lebel, who is the aide of our client, and he's the super suspicious guy, because we know from the very beginning that he's actually involved in the murder. And he has some interesting qualities where he has his own line of products, like that hand cream I was talking about earlier, and cologne and stuff, but he doesn't sell it to the general public. He only gets to have it, but he does have ads on TV, but nobody can buy it. He's a weird guy. But the things that he's pointed out to us are hand cream, cologne, and what am I trying to say? Hair dye. Those are the three things so far that we know that he creates, so we'll have to keep that in mind. They're all, at least two of those things are in our court record. And he's the only one that knew about a suspicious note that we found in the pocket of the victim. That was actually a blackmail letter for Mayor Tenma, our client. And so he was the only one that knew where that letter was. It was in the briefcase of our client. And so he's the only one that could have planted that. So there you go. J'accuse Barbie Man. Yeah, it's definitely Barbie Man. Oh, I missed your message earlier, Hoodie. I'm sorry. I am having a great day. Nice. I'm glad to hear that. My puppy finally played with dogs that we met on a walk. Nice. Getting some social stuff for the pup. I like that. Feels like a giant step forward after him to be... Oh, I missed a little bit of that. Be so timid and attacked by a big dog. Oh, did he get attacked by a big dog? I'm glad that he's breaking out of his shell. That's awesome. Found you when you played Follow Justice to watch the entire thing, and you have been watching the VODs on YouTube. Oh, well, that's awesome. I noticed that there was a couple of views on those. That must have been you. That's so cool. Currently watching Justice for All. I really like your style. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Awesome. That really invigorates me to keep going with this stuff, because I love it. This is my favorite way to play games, and this has been my favorite game to play on stream. ever. That's why I've just gone through all of them so far. So I'm really glad to have you. That's so awesome to hear. The VODs are so good. I have them on doing chores. Oh, that's so cool. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, you guys are helping out my YouTube a lot. I think maybe some other people have been discovering my stuff because you guys are watching that. So that is a huge help, guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Oh man, it makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside too. So thank you. I will make sure I diligently put those up. I think I have most of the ones that we have done for this game so far ready, so I need to just get those live. So I'll probably do that for you guys soon, just in case you guys missed any of that. So, but they are on 60 days on Twitch. If you ever need to see them there, the VODs should be there as well. But I try to make sure they're at least on YouTube by the time they come off of Twitch. So hopefully you guys always have access to them. But yeah, anyways, let's see. Florent LaBelle, did we talk enough about him? He's got the products. He's a baddie, obviously. He's coaching Phoenix on what to say in court. And he's been trying to blame Jinxie. He's very much trying to put pressure on Jinxie being an accomplice to her father and trying to get them both wrapped up in this guilty verdict. I think it's because he wants control over the town or something. I don't know. We don't really know his motives so much, except for the fact that he might be like a greedy guy. I guess we kind of get that vibe, right? All right, let's see. And of course we got Daddy Phoenix and yeah, Simon Blackquill. He's the prosecutor. I think this is kind of an interesting setup with this guy. He's an inmate, and he uses psychological manipulation, which is kind of funny. And I think I skipped over Bobby Fulbright. He's the detective. Don't forget about Mr. Fulbright. He's pretty cool. He's no Gumshoe, I will say, and he's no Emma. But that's a lot to live up to. Those two are some pretty phenomenal characters. But he is sort of growing on me. His whole justice thing is pretty fun. So, yeah. Without further ado, shall we get into it? We're going into court. This is the final section. And I assume we're going to get LaBelle on the stand today. But we'll see. Without further ado, let's go. Older Phoenix is fine. Oh hell yeah, I like Older Phoenix. He's pretty cool. He's like so much more mature too. I feel like he was such a goob in the early ones or whatever. And yeah, he seems so much more like in control now. Like, oh, Phoenix knows what's going on. Don't worry, guys. It's like, oh hell yeah. But you know, I was reading something the other day. Just a little anecdote here about Ace Attorney. I just saw a headline the other day that apparently the guy who was like the original creator of the series wanted it to end after the first 3 games, at least like Phoenix's story and stuff. And I thought that was kind of interesting. It's cool how they've still managed to do a really good job at like fleshing out the world and stuff even more. But that was kind of a cool thing. I appreciate the fact that his big thing was that like he thinks that stories should have an end, you know, that kind of thing. Like, and you should end it like while it's good instead of like dragging it out into something that it was like never meant to be. And I was like, that's a really cool and respectable opinion about something that he's obviously very passionate about. And I thought that was cool. But I really, really enjoy it. So I'm glad there's more. And I want there to be more. So, and I also heard apparently recently he said that for some reason Ace Attorney's doing really good right now. It's like selling really well and stuff. It's like, that's cool. Hell yeah. Yeah, I wanted Apollo Justice to have no characters from the trilogy appearing. Yeah, I think that was something that was mentioned in the article too. But Capcom said no. Yeah, it was like they really were pushing for it because I think a lot of the people, I think he also mentioned the people working on it wanted to see those characters again too and stuff. And it's just like, well, I get it. I am a fan of the fact that we got to see, you know, familiar characters. And I'm still like, come on, Gumshoe. Like, so I'm really guilty of like wanting them to keep bringing those people back too. But I do often tell myself though in my head that I need to, you know, embrace these new characters because if you like the old ones, you'll like the new ones. You know, it's all good. Gumshoe is best boy. Yes, he is. I love Gumshoe. He's one of my favorite characters in the whole series. And it's just such a bummer that we haven't got to see him. But we did get so much of him throughout like the investigations ones and everything as well. And I was really excited about Emma, and I'm actually pretty bummed that we have Fulbright instead of Emma, because we got like one game with Emma being the detective. Like, come on. Hopefully she got to forensics at least, if Fulbright's here now. But I miss Emma. She was cool, like throwing her snackoos or whatever. That was fun. There's So excited to get going. Thank you for catch up. You are even making this exciting, so fun. You are passionate about this game. Hell yeah, man. Yeah, that's always so much fun too when you guys are here, and I can see that you guys are excited as well. It's one of my favorite thing in Asian media. They have shows. They have 1 or 2 seasons and end when the story's finished, not drag on and on. Yeah, I totally agree. I'm such a fan of actually having an ending to it, and also like letting characters actually die instead of like bringing them back through some sort of gimmick or something. Like, not that that can't be cool sometimes, but there's something about having to go through like the loss in such a like easy place, so that like, you know, in a fake story, so that when you actually experience it in life, it's just like a little bit easier. But because loss is hard, man. Finger crossed for Pearly. Yeah, my fingers are definitely crossed for Pearls or any of those girls. Any of those girls would be great to see. Hopefully it's doing well. We'll get another Ace Attorney game. Yeah, I really hope so. I can't wait to get to the Great Ace Attorney ones when you go back in time or whatever. Those are gonna be cool. I'm trying to go through like kind of like a chronological order, but we are gonna go back in time after we get through like the whole Phoenix storyline as far as it is right now. Anyways, let's do it. April 19th, 9:30 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 4. Oh, I love those new intros. Day 2, court is now in session. All rise. Okay, we do have audio this week, right? Last week we went like an hour and a half without game audio on accident. But we got it this week. I think it's more important in court, too. Court is back in session for the trial of Damon Tenma. Damon? I switch between Damon and Damien. I'm still so excited when they get to see a 3D animation so perfect and adds so much. I know, yeah, it's great. I would love for them to do more of the animes, too. And you can do it like in this 3D style. I'm sure that's cheaper than 2D. I mean, I assume that's why they do 3D all the time. As a side note, did you know they released the trilogy on WiiWare when that was a thing? Yeah, I think I knew that. Because you're talking about the original trilogy, right? I remember, like, my big thing, because I never really used the Nintendo store much. I have a Switch and everything. I like Nintendo, but I just never seem to turn it on that often. But I remember I was super psyched because we started this whole thing off by me playing the Steam one when they brought it to Steam, and that was really cool. I would love for them to do that some more, but honestly, like playing it in the emulator, you know, like in the original form, has been a lot of fun. You know, I got my cool setup where I can switch back and forth, so that's cool. So it's not too bad, but it is really nice when you have like the HD textures and stuff. Like, oh man, I do miss the crispness of those first 3. Yeah, which is where the background art comes from. Oh, from the oh, you're saying that's when they originally updated it, so that's where they've pulled it from for this game? Is that what you mean by that? All right, let's go. Apollo Justice, defense team leader, is ready, Your Honor. Athena Sykes, assistant defender, is ready too, Your Honor. Je suis prêt. I don't know if I said that right. As chipper as ever, I see, and in French, no less. And the prosecution. Blackwill's so weird, dude. Very well, then. By the way, I asked Detective Fulbright to provide sturdier shackles today. Hey, didn't he break them last time? There will be no more of your funny business this time, Prosecutor Blackwell. Now, your opening statement, if you would. I believe it's standard procedure for the prosecution to handle it. But he made him do it last time, didn't he? Through persuasion or whatever. Only on Japanifornia, right? Looks like the judge is really bringing it today. He probably realized how Blackwell played him. That was one mean game of Simon Says. I like how they do that. They named him Simon for the Simon Says joke. I thought that was pretty good. Yeah, his honor has to fight to defend his honor today. Nice. Your honor has to fight for his honor. Your baldness. Hey, so what if I'm bald? I feel like I should play my SpongeBob bald thing. Where did I put that? No. Oh no, here it is. Mom! My eyes! It's plain to see that you've always dreamed of delivering an epic opening statement. I have? I don't know if I'd say that. Why, of course you have. I saw it in your eyes the last time you gave the opening statement. He's doing it again, dude. What happened to the Apollo wig, by the way? It's, I'm really bad at maintaining wigs, and I've been too lazy to fix it. One of the things is like falling down, and so I just have like one, and yeah, I've just been too lazy to fix it, to be honest. I have it sitting like right over there on the little mannequin head and everything, but I really do need to fix it. It's just so comfortable not to wear wigs. I think what I'm gonna do next time is get a foam wig and see if I can't find one. Maybe, I don't know, maybe that's not that common, but I think that could be a more comfortable experience. But I should get it together. It is more fun looking when I have the wigs on, that's for sure. But just imagine the chat. You wouldn't be able to see the chat at all if I had my Apollo Justice fucking V going up. No, the art you're using as the background for this. Oh, this background art. Gotcha. Sorry, I thought we were talking about the game. As when they put that DS on WiiWare, it even has a character holding a Wii mode. Oh, does it? Yeah, it probably does. I have it, obviously, where you can't see like anything that's going on. Sponge wig to absorb the sweat. Yeah, there you go. That's true, because there's definitely a lot of that, I'll tell you that. That was the look of one who yearns deeply for the thrill of an epic opening statement. For decades now, you have been watching opening statements from your bench. They were the crown jewels of the court, the one thing you could not possess. The crown jewels of the court? Now, at long last, they are within your grasp. How could you possibly refuse? Damn, dude, he's really trying. Oh, so you don't mind if I do it then? I'll make a special exception just this once. Here we go again. Yep, more Blackwell's mind games. That son of a bitch. He's so good at it, though. Comfy and practical, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I hope that it would also be maybe a little bit more cool, too. I don't know if air would go through it. I don't know. It is sponge, probably not that well. Well, in that case, I think I might go ahead and make the opening statement myself. In yesterday's session, we learned the shocking truth that the victim, Alderman Rex Kyubi, was the Amazing Ninetales. We also learned that the Amazing Ninetales was a key figure in the yokai craze and the anti-murder protests. It was further revealed that upon learning Rex Kyubi's secret identity, Mayor Damien Tenma murdered him. The fact that the crime took place in a tightly locked room was also brought to light. And the only people in that tightly locked room were the defendant and the victim. The defense proposed the existence of a hypothetical third party. But further investigation revealed no proof of a third party who has escaped the room. Ergo, we must conclude that the evidence against the defendant is, well, conclusive. Did I say something wrong? That was quite astonishing. You've truly outdone yourself this time. Oh, one more thing to boast about to my grandchild. Well, this was not an unexpected, this was not an unexpected turn of events. I don't know why that threw me off. Now then, it seems the prosecution has called a new witness to testify. The inexplicable yokai evidence left at the scene of the crime. Well, does that not demand some sort of explanation? The feathers and tracks, weren't those left by the mayor while he was possessed? That was but an act of to protect his daughter. Oh, yes, of course. I had suspected as much. Of course I knew that. What am I, stupid? Wait, did he actually believe the mayor's award-winning performance? His daughter was the one who planted the yokai evidence. Ergo, the true identity of the yokai in the manor was the manor's maid, Jinxie Tenma. Objection! The prosecution is engaging in mere conjecture. Would you care for some witness testimony then? For I am ready to prove that the little scamp is the one behind the Tenma Tato farce. Witness testimony? I'll bet he means Filch and that creep LaBelle. Barbie man. Very well then. Bailiff, would you bring the first witness? Oh, it's fucking Filch again, dude. Filch sucks. Oh, come on. There we go. Mr. Filch, you made quite the hasty exit yesterday. Ken in the live-action Barbie movie, right? See that it doesn't happen again today.
I've been known for my hasty retreats since I was a kid. A bit of a trademark of mine.
Indeed. You managed to give a total of 5 bailiffs the slip.
Like those amateurs could ever nab me. Yipes!
Perhaps we should shackle you by the neck. That would keep you in place.
Yipes, no, please! I'm liable to rip my own head off if I start running.
Exactly. Your statement. Now.
Yes, sir. Mr. Blackhead, sir. He may beat a hasty retreat, but there's no escaping Prosecutor Blackwell.
May beat a hasty retreat. I've never heard that phrase. Yeah, Blackwell doesn't strike me as the give up easy type. Now then, Mr. Filch, your testimony, please. Specifically, the true nature of the yokai you saw in the manor shortly after the crime.
Witness testimony.
The yokai is Jinxie.
Timatato's really that little maid girl. Ain't no doubt about that. I mean, the Timatato I saw was just a little thing about her size. But the little runt had a big old staff. I seen it when she came into the foyer. Betcha she stole it from the Forbidden Chamber after stumbling on the crime scene. She was gonna use it to wallop me on account of my fierce reputation. I just know it.
So, Timatato was short in stature. And that's because it was Miss Jinxie Tenma all along.
You betcha. Besides, all the rest of the manor were way taller than her.
Feigning height is but an easy thing. But a big ox like the defendant could never pass for short. What if Timatato impersonator was walking on their knees?
We're no knee walking. I seen him myself.
Then perhaps that yokai really was Miss Tenma after all. All monsters are not but tricks, either of the mind or of the cheap parlor variety. So you're saying she created an illusion like one of those magical eye things? Precisely. Human senses are easily deceived. Take the fellow in the cell next to me. Each night, he cries and screams about some ghost he thinks he sees. But in truth, it was simply the janitor. Prosecutor Blackwell just gave up the ghost, literally. Or except he did see something now, not distracted by wrestling on TV. Yeah, apparently. Because, yeah, he was supposedly watching that and just heard it. I thought that was the whole thing, is that he just heard the staff, right? The janitor's deathly complexion and all-white attire are, no doubt, partly to blame. That and the fact that he constantly mutters about taking vengeance for this or that. That actually sounds like a real ghost to me. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. What if it was a ghost janitor? Yeah, dude, maybe it is, dude. And Black just thinks he's a real person. He just doesn't know about his abilities yet. The yokai is Jinxie.
Timatato's really that little maid girl. Ain't no doubt about it.
Mr. Filch, you and Mr. LaBelle mentioned something about a practice yesterday. Do you deny this so-called lesson was about what you're supposed to say in court?
No, you got it all wrong.
Could you tell the court exactly what sort of lesson it was?
No, it was, what was it? Yipes. Oh, now I remember. Math. You know, numbers and stuff.
He's completely under Blackwill's control, too.
Anyway, that Timotado was that little maid gal, so what's the difference? I mean, the Timotado I saw was just a little thing about her size.
I forgot I could do the microphone on this one. Hold it! I take it you got a good look at how tall the Timotado impersonator was.
You betcha. I got a habit of sizing people up. I can even give you a primer on how to pull it off. All under the table. Natch. I got a knack for figuring out where people's pockets are and how much money they have. I size them up real good before I relieve them of it.
He just admitted to being a pickpocket right here in court. Does the witness hold that this Timotado into the foyer? You're not gonna say anything about that, Judge? Where's the Fulbright when you need him?
Darn right I do. But the little runt had a big old staff. I seen it when she came into the foyer.
Hold it! Hold it! Hold it! Oh, come on. Hold it! Brown Betty! Hold it. There we go. Well, you're not going to brush it off by claiming the perp was short.
You must have hit a raw nerve, cause I ain't that tall yourself.
Because you ain't that tall yourself. Look who's talking, mister. I've got to stand on a box just to testify. That's funny. Yeah, he is. He's on a little box there. It's like a little orange box or something. Usually it's an apple box. Anyway, Mr. Filch, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't you say the Timotado you saw had a staff?
Cross my heart, hope to die. I know, cause it went a jingle and a jangle.
I got staffs that jingle, jangle, jingle. And where do you suppose that staff came from?
The staff, you say? Well,
Is that the next part of his statement?
I bet she stole it from the Forbidden Chamber after stumbling on the crime scene.
Hold it! Hold it! I suppose you mean to say that Jinxie Tenma entered the Forbidden Chamber to get one.
Well, I ain't never seen a staff like that in the manor. So it had to be the Forbidden Chamber.
Oh, really? The stench of LaBelle is thick in the air today.
Jinxie entered the Forbidden Chamber after the incident. Then she took the staff and tried to cover up her actions by pretending to be Timotado. I guess that's what Filch is trying to say.
Could Jinxie have even entered the Forbidden Chamber if she wanted to? There is one thing I was wondering about. Why did that yokai have a staff in the first place?
Well, I got my hunches about that. She was gonna use it to wallop me on account of my fierce reputation. I just know it.
Hold it! Fierce reputation? Hold it! Hold it! Hold it! Hold it. Hold it. Got it. Wallop you? And why would the so-called yokai want to do that? Oh, is that a... That should be for everybody. Oops. I'm sorry. That should have worked for you. I hate when I find out I did stuff like that on accident. I must have set the rights for that one wrong. If I have an advertisement, it needs to work, Dom. I can fix it really quick. Let's see here. The honor system. Good boy. And it's this button. And then we'll do, where's it at? Follower. Add. Yeah, I forgot to add follower to that list. There we go. Okay, there we go. Now you should be able to use good boy. I'm sure I fucked up bad boy as well. Sorry, I usually don't like to do stuff like this, but sometimes I'm just an idiot. There you go. See, that wasn't so bad. Where's bad boy now? Oh, are you gonna do that to me? Come on, mix it up. Commands. I have so many. I need to like delete some of my commands. I got too many. We don't even use like half of them. And it makes it up like slow sometimes. There we go. Let me make sure I got follower on this one too. Yeah, I forgot it over here as well. I think I forgot another thing over here. There we go. Okay, now bad boy should work for you as well. Need to make it so followers can do everything. All right, let's do it. Now my honor is at 39. You know, I was thinking about that actually. A little random thought there. I haven't done it yet. I think I'm gonna make the honor system give me a random amount of honor. You know what I mean? I think that could be kind of fun, just to make it so my honor score kind of fluctuates. Like maybe I'm extra bad today, or like something I do is like super bad or something. I think that could be fun. All right, here we go.
That little maid gal never did like me. She's always hightails it with...
Oops. That got right in my throat.
She always hightails it when I come round, or she sticks these weird papers on my noggin.
Yeah, she does that to us too. She probably thinks of him as a dreaded Tanuki monster of Kyubi Manor or something.
We need to prove that Jinxie isn't Timotado. But I have no idea how we're going to do that.
All we have to do is prove that it was impossible for Jinxie to turn into Timotado. And that might be easier than you think.
Really?
Now's our chance. Our chance to expose the real Timotado for all to see. Oh shit. Slipped off my pedal there. Okay, so now we have to present something here. Timotado's really the little maid girl. No doubt about that. I mean, Timotado I saw was just a little thing. Little runt had a big old staff. Especially she stole it from the Forbidden Chamber. I feel like it's the Forbidden Chamber. Like she wouldn't have been able to get in there somehow. Let's take a look at the evidence. Is there something new that we got that would say that? The fact that we found this figure in there is pretty suspicious. The fact that we found that in there is pretty suspicious, but I don't think those are necessarily what we need here. We also have the hair coloring, Forbidden Chamber key, the key that the manor took from the killer, or sorry, the mayor took from the killer and swallowed. There was only one of its kind. So if he swallowed it, then she couldn't have gotten in the chamber, right? So that's probably what it was, because he had swallowed it. Because I forgot, he coughed the key up while we were at the visitor's room or whatever, right? Yeah, let's try that. I'm gonna save it. A little scummy save. Save slot 1. And we'll present. Hold on. So we're on the statement. Betcha she stole it from the Forbidden Chamber after stumbling on the crime scene. Yeah, I think this is probably the right one because he mentions the Forbidden Chamber. So I think this is probably right. Objection! 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 There it is. It would seem that Timotado was, in fact, not this innocent little girl.
Huh? How do you figure that?
You claim the Timotado you saw had one of those staves from the Forbidden Chamber. Hopefully they sanitize that key. Yeah, that's true. But it would have been impossible for Miss Tenma to get a hold of one. Care to elaborate, Mr. Justice? The mayor swallowed this key shortly after the murder. He wanted to keep the killer out of the Forbidden Chamber. What's this? This key was deep in the mayor's stomach when Miss Tenma discovered the crime scene. So you see, it would have been impossible for her to get into the Forbidden Chamber. In short, the Timotado seen holding that staff could not have been Jinxie Tenma. What? I was totally for it being Jinxie. But what I've been led to believe. Then who does the defense believe was impersonating Timotado? Our Timotado impersonator is none other than Mayor Tenma's. We didn't get to say the whole thing. Such accusations beg evidence. Aside from this ghastly appearance, can you prove he is the yokai we seek? I assume it's going to be the hand cream in there. Yes, in fact, I can. Very well. Let's see where the defense is going with this. Mr. Justice, please show us proof as to the true identity of the Timotado impersonator. Alright, I'm assuming this one is going to be the hand cream. The perp left it in there after he was done fapping. Oh, disgusting, Barbie man. Let's see. Hand cream. An item that was recently dropped in the Forbidden Chamber. It bears the Je suis la belle logo. Take that! Take that! Take that! Got it. We found this hand cream in the Forbidden Chamber. And we know that whoever was Timotado took one of the staves out of there. In short, I believe whoever this hand cream belongs to is the yokai impersonator we're looking for. But Mr. Justice, how do you propose to identify the hand cream's owner? I'm glad you asked, Your Honor. The defense requests a fingerprint analysis on this piece of evidence. It might tell us who it belongs to. Interesting. So you expect to find the yokai's fingerprints here? Very well. I hereby call a short recess while we wait for the fingerprint results. No need for that, Your Baldness. We have the prints of everyone at the manor that day. You called Prosecutor Blackwill? Goddamn Fulbright. Unless Timotado was a fan of LaBelle products, maybe, but LaBelle doesn't sell to anybody. That was something that he makes painfully clear, that he has advertisements, but you're not allowed to buy it. Only he can have it. But he does give out samples. He did give us a sample, so maybe he gave somebody else a sample. I don't know. Seems pretty sus to me. I mean, if anybody was fapping, you know it was Venus Filch. So, it was hand cream. Could anyone be more whipped? Fulbright, analyze this for prints. You have 3 minutes. Your wish is my command. Very well, then. I guess we'll just wait right here. Oh. It would seem the fingerprint analysis is complete. What do the results show? And the results are... What in the world? They're Florent LaBelle's prints, aren't they? This is absurd. Prosecutor Blackwell? I'm not going to like this, am I? 3 minutes? If only forensic worked like this. Yeah, I mean, if it's Emma, maybe it is that fast. Don't tell me. They're Timotado's prints. It's the fingerprints of a demon? How would you be able to match that, Judge? Fingerprint analysis has revealed that the prints belong to... the judge! Venus Filch. Oh, he was fapping in there, dude. I mean, I did say, if anybody's fapping, it's Filch. Wait! What? What?
Then Mr. LaBelle wasn't the one who entered the Forbidden Chamber?
Why, you tricksy little tanuki. Explain yourself now.
Sure, them prints are mine. I mean, I did pilfer that hand cream from Mr. LaBelle after all.
So you're the one who entered the Forbidden Chamber?
So what if I did? Got a problem with it? Yipes!
You fool of a tanuki. Dude, things are heating up. Oh, It blocked Fap on you. Oh, wow. He pickpocketed the hand cream to Fap. Yes, he did. Fap to that fucking wrestling match, probably.
Order, order! Mr. Justice, care to explain what this could mean?
Excellent question. The fact that Mr. Filch was in the Forbidden Chamber... Wait a second. Does this mean the Timotado holding the staff was... Venus Filch?
Yipes! Another cat out of the bag! Mr. Filch is Timotado?
I mean, that kind of makes sense for if the killer is Barbie Man. Barbie Man probably didn't want to put on that costume because, I mean, come on, he's Barbie Man. So I could see that. I could see him tricking Filch into helping him out, I guess, by dressing like that. Maybe. Filch is a short guy, though, right? No, just about to make a joke about that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We all know, dude. We all know. It's written all over his face. Does this mean Mr. Filch is the real killer? Barbie Man kills in style. Hell yeah, dude.
The witness will explain himself this instant. Begging your pardon, your honorship, but I was just doing what the alderman told me. He wanted me to be Timotado in the village exorcism ritual.
Oh, you mean that event at Ninetales Vale Festival? So that was you inside the Timotado costume?
Yep, and after the event, I went to watch that pro wrestling program. But it bored me to tears on account of the wrestlers being complete jobbers. Plus, they weren't near as sexy as I thought they were going to be.
So he didn't actually watch the entire wrestling match?
That's when I looked at the Timotado costume and got a great idea.
You're small enough for fitting out the window, maybe? Ooh, maybe. That's true. I didn't think about the size of the person. Huh, maybe.
Nobody can tell me it's me while I'm wearing it.
Nobody can tell it's me.
And 'cause of them superstitions, no matter what I do, the villagers won't say a word.
In other words, you use the superstitions to effectively render yourself invisible.
Why do you want to enter the Forbidden Chamber in the first place?
'Cause of the treasure there. Thought that was my big chance to sneak in and nab it.
Treasure? Oop.
Only that it's the greatest get-rich-quick chance in the universe. Grandpappy told me all about it. Said there's an amazing treasure in there.
He went in there not knowing his grandfather had already pilfered it?
Guess that's one tale that didn't get passed down from grandpappy to grandson.
Wait, how exactly did you get into the Forbidden Chamber? Still, it was the only thing available, so I went with it. There was a meeting in the Fox Chamber that day. Plus, the mayor swallowed the only key that could open the Forbidden Chamber's door. You couldn't have possibly gotten in.
I could through the air vent in the foyer.
Whoa, there's an air vent in the foyer? Oh, up there?
The vents are left over the alderman's pictures. I went on in and made a nice little hole. Use that to get to the air duct that leads to the Forbidden Chamber, I did.
You what? We did see the air vent in the Forbidden Chamber. That's true. I forgot about that.
But how's that even possible? Wait a sec. Remember that air vent in the Forbidden Chamber?
Yeah, just like... yeah, right here.
So Mr. Filch found a way to get into that air duct. And that's how he got from the foyer vent to the Forbidden Chamber vent?
So Timotado is nothing more than a cat burglar, or rather, a tanuki burglar.
But it was Dusty. Is he lying about going in? Well, I think this is a different vent, because this is the one from the foyer to the Forbidden Chamber. The other one was from the hallway to the, what do I want to say? The mayor's chamber or whatever? The chamber that they were in, the crime scene, I should say. So I think it's a different vent. I think that's what we're getting at. So it's like our vent theory was still accurate. It was just a different vent. I think it's basically what we're finding out. We have activated chance time. Nice. What you gonna do? Pirate Domm. There we go. timer work? Hell yeah, timer works. Fuck yeah. First try. Yar. And we're back to being without anyone to charge for the Alderman's murder. Arr.
Looks like our so-called yokai is nothing more than one big troublemaker. Yar.
Tell me, Mr. Filch, what did you do after fleeing to the foyer?
I got out of that costume right quick. Would it just cause trouble at that point?
Yar, it had walk plain. Yar. There you go. And where is that costume now?
Heck if I know. And it ain't my fault if you never find it.
The police searched every nook and cranny. No yokai costume was left in that manner. Maybe you threw it out the window, huh? What if it was tossed outside the manor? Ah! Could that just be like the costume floating in the air? And it just looks like it's flying, but it's really just that he threw it out the window? Is that how this is gonna work, dude? No way, but maybe. Just maybe. The defense seems to have hit upon an idea. Well, go on, Mr. Justice. Okay, here's what I think. God damn it. My own spit is attacking me tonight. It just flies into my throat when I breathe sometimes. So flying is a falling costume. Yeah, I'm thinking so. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what Apollo thinks. Mr. Filch, did you get rid of the costume here? Oh, okay. Well, now we are getting to exactly what I said. It's this window right here. Did you throw it here? Present. Did you toss it out the window? Because that would certainly explain why it didn't turn up inside the manor.
You think I tossed it out the window? That costume cost me a pretty penny. So why would I do something like that?
Why did you buy it? I can think of a few reasons.
Any bright ideas, Apollo?
Well, assuming the costume really was tossed out of the window, then the next question would be, what happened to it after that? And if I'm right, I might have just the thing to prove what happened to the costume. Phoenix Filch, I have just the evidence for you.
You do?
This evidence proves you got rid of your Tematato costume through the window. Oh shit. I was not following what he was getting at. Proves, I guess it would be this. It's probably the paper, right? It's what we're getting at. Yeah, it's gotta be the paper. The fact that we can see it here, this gotta be it. I'm gonna save though. Do a little scummy gummy save. Do Gumshoe proud and do a gum save. Let's try this. Take that!
Ah, that's...
To get away with murder!
Moida! Tematato flying through the sky?
And just how does that prove Mr. Filch threw his costume out the window? It's quite simple. Yeah, there's a time at... Yeah, it's at 3:40 too. That's not Tematato in the photo. It's the costume Mr. Filch threw out.
Nah, that's crazy talk. You ain't serious, are you?
There's a steep cliff right outside the foyer window, meaning the manor is pretty high up. The costume flew through the air after it was tossed out. That's when the photo was taken. In other words, the photo of Tematato really was a flight of fancy. What?
Yikes!
What the hell is going on here? Oh my. So there really never really was a yokai. I mean, it's not like I thought there was. Obviously, the entire time I knew that was a crazy idea, right guys?
No, I can't keep any of them cats bagged. Can I still file a claim for the lost costume?
This more than proves the defense's position. JC Tenma had nothing to do with staging the yokai sighting. Care to raise any objections, Prosecutor Blackwill? A little bit more growing of Apollo a spike hair. He is having whips of his own. Yeah, when he's moving around. Yes, I think it's one of the benefits of it being in 3D as well. So many of the animations are more like subtle. I love it. And none whatsoever. I'll deal with that tricksy Tanuki after I've dealt with this case. It's like he was trying to pull out his katana or something, and it like stopped him from pulling it out.
We did it.
No, we didn't, dude. No, we didn't. How far are we into this? We're only an hour in, Apollo. No, we didn't, dude. You know it's all gonna turn around here in a second.
Good going. Now all we have to do is make Florent LaBelle take the stand.
Objection.
Yep, there it is. There it is. Sheathing the sword a bit early, are we not? Huh? Nothing has been proven beyond a doubt. Take this tricksy little Tanuki, for instance. How do you suppose he was able to exit the Forbidden Chamber? The vent? Didn't we go over that? Is that so complicated? I guess it's because it's so high up. He's gonna bring up the fact that it's like on the ceiling, and it would be hard for anybody to get there, let alone Phoenix, because I think he's a little short. I mean, we know he's short because he's on a he's on a box. J'accuse Apollo to be too optimistic. Yeah, he is definitely too optimistic there. It's always like in the story too. I always liken this to that. I don't know what you like, a trope or whatever in stories where it's always like when you think they've won, when either the bad guy or the good guy thinks they've won, or when the good guy thinks they've lost, is always like right when the turning point is. You know, like they're in the middle of a fight and it looks like the good guy's about to lose. You know something's gonna happen, you know, or it looks like the good guy's about to win. I mean, come on, the movie's not over yet. You know, I always like think of that in those moments. I kind of ruin it for myself a little bit, I'll be honest, but I think it's kind of fun to spot that in stories. It's a good device, you know. Probably the same way he got in, through the chamber's air vent. And what of the feathers and the tracks at the scene of the crime? They would suggest that the Tanuki exited through the chamber door, not the air vent.
Objection.
But the Forbidden Chamber doesn't open from the inside. So what you're saying makes no sense. All right? Someone on the outside opened the door for you, isn't that right?
Yep, that's right, Mr. Blackjack. The door suddenly sprung right open.
Sprung right open? Who was on the other side?
Didn't get a good look at it on account of the sudden glare.
Like how the reflection of my bald head blinds fellow moviegoers emerging from the dark. I think this merits another one of these. There's never been a more perfect moment to play that clip. Once it's over and there's just 1 hour of credits. Oh yeah, that's true. Which honestly, with movies nowadays, we're probably getting closer and closer to an hour-long credit sequence, dude. Because holy crap, more and more people it seems like they're involved in these things.
That's when I snatched that staff and made my daring escape. And when that little maid girl spotted me as I hightailed down the hall.
That means the Forbidden Chamber wasn't open until after the crime was discovered.
But wait, we still don't know who opened it. Maybe there really was a third person in the Fox Chamber. I think what we're getting at here is it must have been that Phoenix was in the chamber. LaBelle stabbed him, did the murder, because they had them both like knocked unconscious, right? Because he drugged them. And then opened the chamber. Like there's blood all over the floor, right? He opened the chamber, and then Phoenix ran out. Like as he ran, feathers fell off, and he ran through the blood, right? Leaving the track. So it wasn't like he planted him there on purpose. I think it's more just like part of what happened, right? I don't know that Barbie Man would have foreseen that. I don't know. That feels like a bit of a stretch. Yes, this makes sense, right? Yeah. So I think it's like we've been this whole time looking at that evidence as if it was carefully staged, but I think it was just, you know, kind of a happenstance kind of thing. Maybe there really was a third person in the Fox Chamber.
Objection.
Well, you little Tanuki. When the Forbidden Chamber opened, did you see the accused passed out there?
Nope. Only one there was the alderman, and he was dead as a doornail.
Yarr.
taking me hat off.
Thank you for the pirate time. Appreciate you.
If the accused wasn't there, what do you suppose he was up to? Uh-oh. I don't like where this is going. Ah, don't tell me he was murdering someone. Plainly, the only one who could have opened the Forbidden Chamber was the accused, Damien Tenma. Ah!
No way. What about Barbie Man?
Wait a second. There had to be somebody else besides Mayor Tenma there.
Really? And who might that be?
Oh, well, that would be...
It seems our feisty little lass has forgotten the most important thing. Evidence.
I did forget. I was just testing your attention to details.
Miss Sykes, you can't prove your point without proof of some sort. It's a proven fact. It's the rules of court.
Sorry. Guess I put my foot in my mouth again.
No, Athena. We're definitely onto something here.
We are?
Think about it. If Filch was stuck inside the Forbidden Chamber, one of the alibis we heard about no longer holds any water. The defense would like to call a new witness to the stand. Someone who knew Mr. Filch was stuck in the Forbidden Chamber. And by virtue of knowing this, has an alibi that no longer adds up.
Ah, not that insufferable.
Yeah, even he doesn't like him. Yeah, because okay, so what we're getting at, I think, is that Barbie Man said that he was in the foyer with Phoenix. And he was saying, like, we were totally together in the foyer. That is my story. And now Phoenix has said, I was in a Tematato costume. I was the one who was the demon or whatever. So it's like, well, now Barbie Man must be lying. So I think that's what we're getting at. Barbie Man's work alone. Yeah, I think he did. I think he was like manipulating everything. You know what I mean? Doing the puppeteer type thing. Tenma see a dead body and go to the open door to the secret room for why? To check something's still there. Maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure. It really depends on when the murder actually happened, right? The sequence of it. Because was he already murdered by that time? Because we're pretty sure, I mean, it showed us Barbie Man killing him as the first thing that the game showed us. So at some point, he kills him. It's just like, what happens exactly after that? When did Mayor Tenma get passed out? And why did he get hit on the head? Did he just get hit on the head while he was passed out, just for staging evidence sake, or what? That's the stuff that's still confusing. But we'll get to it.
Very well, the court will hear what Mr. Justice has to say. Whose alibi no longer adds up?
Barbie Man. Barbie Man! Damn it, I was hoping it would take that. Take that!
Why, that's the most beautiful man I've ever seen. That's the defendant's aide, Florent LaBelle. He smells wonderful. Didn't he claim to be in the foyer at the time of the crime?
True, but in his alibi, he also claimed Mr. Filch was in the foyer too. However, as we all know now, Mr. Filch was not there with Mr. LaBelle at that time. In short, Mr. LaBelle's alibi has disappeared. Ugh. Florent LaBelle's alibi was one big lie. Isn't that right, Mr. Filch?
I reckon there ain't no keeping that cat in the bag here, neither. It was all Mr. LaBelle's idea. He told me he'd button his lip about me breaking into the Forbidden Chamber. And in return, he said we'd vouch for each other's alibi. Shame on you, Mr. Filch. Perjury is a serious crime, you know.
As if there's so many people who have perjured in this court and gotten away with it. Are you kidding me? Oh, Barbie Man in trouble. Yeah, we're coming down on him, dude. He's definitely on the hot seat now.
Aw, shucks. Mercy, Your Honorship, mercy. Ah!
I also assert that the person who opened the Forbidden Chamber for Mr. Filch was none other than Florent LaBelle. After all, his alibi has just been proven to be a complete fabrication.
I see. We will take a 20-minute recess. After which time we will see what Mr. LaBelle has to say for himself.
Yes! We're finally going to drag that slippery snake onto the stand. In the meantime, the prosecution will question Mr. LaBelle about these new allegations. Filch takes the Ken role. Oh, I see. And so he's Barbie Man is a Barbie sub, and Filch is the Domm. Is that what we're saying? I'd watch that. Imagine. April 19th, 10:25 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 3.
We did it, Apollo! We finally dragged Mr. LaBelle into court!
Yeah.
Hey, why the long face?
I can't help but feel I'm missing something important. Plus, Prosecutor Blackwell's bound to mount a counterattack.
You really are a worrywart, aren't you? It'll be fine. That mystery figure who opened the forbidden chamber for Mr. Filch had to have been Florent LaBelle.
I know. That's not what's bugging me. I wish I could put my finger on it, though.
At any rate, the big showdown with Mr. LaBelle is up next. So chin up, Apollo.
Hell yeah, pep talks! I like how excited and like into it Athena is. She's a great character for that. She's very emotional, which makes sense. She's very psyched up, Miss Sykes. Filch sit in the Barbie car. You bring your skates. Filch pull out sparkly skates. Always. That would be hilarious, dude. All right, April 19th, 11 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 4. Court is back in session. Our next witness is... Yes, I'm acting on behalf of the mayor in this very important matter. It seems the witness is predisposed at the moment. Surely you jest. I will hold you to your promise, remember that. Oh, my deepest apologies. This is Florent LaBelle, personal aide to Mayor Tenma, or should I say, the accused. Ouch! The poor mayor hasn't suffered enough. Yeah, that's true. Green today. I didn't even notice that. Barbie Man in jail. He can't play Ken, so Filch will take the role to avoid delaying the movie. Oh, I see what you're saying. Nice, yeah. That would be a funny thing for like half the movie to be Barbie Man and the other half is fucking Filch with makeup on. That would be pretty funny, dude. Weird he changed color but not clothes. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. I didn't think about that. They could have at least like changed the color of his outfit too, I guess. I feel like the color changing here might... I don't know, that might come into play. We do have the color changing stuff in the court record, so we'll have to see. Well, what business do you have with me? I'm a very busy man, so let's make this as brief as possible. Your baldness. Ah, right. Mr. Filch's testimony has revealed a hole in your alibi. And for this reason, you are suspected of having some sort of connection with the case at hand. Pfft. To think I'd be associated with this entirely lurid affair. Well, I'm not. So may I go now? I have very important matters to attend to. Objection! I don't think so, Mr. LaBelle. Do you realize what a serious crime you've committed? Witness, you are being accused of perjury. This is your chance to clear the air. Fine. The truth is, I faked my alibi for a very good reason. The mayor was obviously the killer, so I created a fake alibi to confuse the matter. Got a Joker look going on. Oh, that's true. That's funny. I didn't even put that together, but you're totally right. This is totally a Joker thing going on. Ooh, bad boy. Yeah, we're gonna fucking nail him. If Michael Cera is in a Barbie movie, if Filch be a great kid, oh, that would be funny. I do like Michael Cera. You know, I haven't thought about it, but what's he been in lately? Has he been in anything lately? I haven't seen him in a movie in a while. Well, honestly, I haven't really watched too many movies lately, so that's probably why. A contributing factor. You see, as his personal aide, I felt I had to protect him. Sorry. You think this is funny? Without your alibi, you're a suspect too. What were you really doing at the time of the crime? Peasant. How dare you accuse me? One of the beautiful what?
Stop stalling and tell the court what you were really doing at the time of the crime.
Silence. Ooh, a silence. Is that Blackwell? Enough jabbering. Swords have been drawn. The time for talk is past. Swords? What swords? This is a duel to the death. The fate of the accused rests in our hands. Begone, ye of cowardly heart. The battlefield hath no place for ye. Again? Oh my. Spare me, please! What the fuck, Judge? He's so funny. He do much voice work, I think. Yeah, that's probably what it is. He's probably doing a lot more voice acting or something. I could see that. I could definitely see that. Good evening, comrades. Good evening. Zoomies! What's up, Stella? How's it going? How are you? Oh, we're zooming in on my mouth this time. Okay. Well, there you go. Apparently, I adjusted my camera the wrong way. I read an interview about Sarah saying he seemed like he walk on movie set by accident and too awkward to say his mistake and become famous. That's funny. Yeah, he does that character so perfectly. But honestly, I think he has a really good range too. Oh yeah, my camera's all fucked up now. Fuck. I obviously changed something. That's something I'm fixing really quick. Whoop, there we go. But how you doing, Stella? It's good to see you. What's up? How you doing? See Domm starting. There we go. That should make that work better next time. In 2022, he was a VA in Paws of Fury, The Legend of Hank. Okay. Last acting role until 2023 was Gloria Bell in 2018. Oh, okay. So he kind of has taken a break from being in front of the camera then, huh? Interesting. I wonder if he's doing like behind the camera work now. Maybe he's doing more like, I don't know. I'll just say behind the camera work again because that's a really vague thing to say and he could be doing a lot. That's cool though. I appreciate that for him. Hi friends. Good evening, comrade. What's up, Stella? How was your day? So much for sturdier shackles. Oh yeah, I forgot when he doesn't have his shackles on, he throws things. Those chains hindered my vow that heads would roll this day. This gives keeping your head in the court a whole new meaning. Will the witness please deliver the accused's death knell? You know of what I speak. Most certainly. His goose is already cooked. Time to stick a fork in him. Whatever he has to say can't be good. As I told Prosecutor Blackwell during the recess, I rushed over to the Fox chamber when I heard little Jinxie scream. What? Then, drum roll please. I saw Mayor Tenma opening the forbidden chamber doors. But... There you have it. The mystery man who opened the chamber door, as witnessed by one Venus Filch. It was the accused. There was never any third party. Oh, and that's not all. I heard something quite startling there at the scene of the crime. Startling sounds bad. The mayor, who was barely conscious, muttered this. Forgive me, Jinxie. I killed the alderman. That's right. The mayor actually confessed to the murder right then and there. It's not good because Jinxie also said he said that. That's not good. I had good news. I got my custom color fitting for my tooth today. Nice. And in approximately 2 weeks, I will get a tooth. Hell yeah, that's awesome. That is awesome news. He's actor with range like Sarah's disappeared in industry. Not many movies like Juno, Scott Pilgrim, and Concerto trilogy anymore. Yeah, I feel like I can feel that. I feel like I haven't watched enough in movies anymore to know that, but I feel like it definitely is a smaller number, it feels like. I don't know. But I think I feel what you're saying for sure. What do you have? A tooth and bag you have? Make necklace. She's gonna make a tooth necklace. No funny. They removed tooth that had trauma, and it was like an empty shell. Yeah, so you got to get a replacement. Get that smile back. But yeah, I will say that I have felt that there have been some new actors that have been coming up that have that do really good acting. I don't know about range. I guess that's probably a different thing. I guess, but like I recently watched the Better Call Saul when it finished up, and I will say like that Kim Wexler, the actress who plays her, does such a good job, and it's this thing that I'm noticing a lot more now, where like these really powerful acting scenes have a lot to do with like face muscles, and like one thing she always did was she could just like adjust the muscles on her face in such a way to give like a very subtle expression that said so much, and I've just really appreciated that lately. I feel like I've been seeing a lot more of that. I think the main actors in Beef also do a really good job at that. I only watched the first episode, but yeah, both of the main actors in that I think do a really good job in that as well. I think that's a well-acted show. It just wasn't really for me after the first episode. Nearly, I lose my front tooth in hockey. Oh, really? Damn. Match they get is amazing. It's like I am forgetting I lost them. Nice, hell yeah. That sounds rough though, losing your teeth in hockey. That sounds like you got hit pretty hard, dude. I'm glad they got you all fixed up though. All right, order in the court. This is quite conclusive testimony if it stands. Just so. And quite astonishing, I might add. I only learned of this fact during the recess. I just love surprises, don't you? That's why I saved the best for last. Consider it a gift from me to you.
No way. I don't believe Mr. LaBelle heard the mayor confess.
But is this really true? Did Mayor Tenma really confess?
It is indeed. During that last recess, I confirmed it with the mayor's daughter. Damn it. Why did you talk to Jinxie? Jinxie, why do you ruin this for us? Damn it, Jinxie, don't you know that implicates your father? Ooh, going into seated mode. It's the first day I finally got to stand during stream again. My foot's been so messed up. But I could actually walk today. That's intense, right, Domm? Is it gonna do it? Here, I got it. Intense. There you go. It would seem Mayor Tenma actually did confess. That testimony is quite favorable to the prosecution's... Back to work. This is LaBelle. Yes, I called earlier about the party reservations. That's right. And I'll be calling my little shindig Mayor Tenma's Conviction Gala. A splendid time is guaranteed for all but the mayor and his defense. Well, as it seems our witness is a very busy man, let's get right to his testimony. Let's hurry this along. Especially after she refused to divulge it yesterday when questioned. Yeah, and then she just totally gives it up to the prosecution. Like, what the fuck, Jinxie? What the fuck? This is what happened when I play against 6 foot plus player and I'm 5'5", yeah. Whoa! Fuck you. Faced it, I love it, hell yeah, man. Mr. LaBelle, please tell us what you saw when you came upon the scene of the crime. There we go, testimony. That son of a bitch. J'accuse! That's a good emote. I like that one. What LaBelle saw. I was in the hallway, hiding in the shadows. That's when I heard the confession. Upon learning of her father's crime, little Jinxie fled without ever noticing me. Immediately after that, the mayor came to, stood up, and opened the forbidden chamber. As I ran in terror, the demon emerged from this prison. In shock, I fled down the hallway to my right, to the one with the phone at the end. But wasn't that where Jinxie was? Is that how we're gonna... I know that testimony was bullshit. I must say, this is a shocking revelation. Quite unexpected. To think the defendant actually confessed then and there to his crime. Perhaps the guilt was too much to bear, so he confided in his daughter. You do realize you should not have withheld such crucial testimony from the court. Once again, sorry. It's just, I feared being accused if I mentioned coming upon that most unpleasant scene. Why did the mayor's confession have to be... Or why did the mayor's confession have to be brought up by this guy?
We better do something before the judge declares the mayor guilty.
As a death row inmate once told me in years gone by, there is a time to fight and a time to yield, a time to live and a time to die. He's laying it on real thick now. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. Cross-examination. What LaBelle saw. I was in the hallway, hiding in the shadows. That's when I heard the confession. Hold it! Hiding in the shadows? Hold it! Hold it! You claim that the mayor confessed to his daughter. Are you sure about that? Peasant. You wouldn't dare ask such a question if you truly understood. True, beauty is never wrong. It's not? No. Beauty is carved deep in the DNA. That means I'm programmed to always be right, even when I'm wrong. That son of a bitch, what the fuck kind of logic is that? The flower needed restraint order of LaBelle. Stop touching it. Yeah, he's just constantly like he's screwing it on. This game probably has my favorite Montreux cross-examination Moderato? I don't know. That word's new to me. Cross-examine theme. Yeah, the cross-examine theme is nice. I hadn't noticed that, honestly. I just think all the music's nice, but now that I'm thinking about it, yeah. Honestly, this game really amped up the music, too. Like, the quality of it got a lot better. I'm not following. These exquisite ears like flowers abloom. These eyes that shine like pearls. This hair like the finest silk. Nothing can corrupt the truth they hold. Right. The witness will hurry up and explain this truth of his. Specifically, what did Jinxie Tenma do upon hearing the confession? Upon learning of her father's crime, little Jinxie fled without ever noticing me. Hold it! Hold it! Hold it! Hold it! Hold it! Come on, dude. There we go. I just said, come on, dude, and I got it. Pearls? Where? We need you, Pearls? We need you, Pearls! Look what's happening to me! How did Miss Tenma, how did Miss Tenma appear to you? Did she appear as a birdman? Oh, the poor little thing seemed positively heartbroken. All teary-eyed and whatnot. Oh, look at her. She looks so sad. Jinxie! Moderato and Algero are what the OST, at least in the YouTube OST, call the versions of the cross-examine themes. Moderato is used for the slower and the Algeros for the more intense. Yeah, they must be words, right? Like those words must mean something. I figured that's what you meant, that was the name of the song. I think those words must mean something in like music terms or something. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Pretty cool. Honestly, I didn't know that was the name of it too, because the soundtrack I use or whatever on Spotify is all in Japanese. So I didn't know that was the name to it. That's cool. I couldn't help but shed a few tears myself after seeing her like that.
He actually sympathized with Jinxie? Not likely. Seems like an overly human emotion for him.
Yeah, because he's the only real monster we've seen so far. In looks and in character? In looks and in character. Oh, there we go. I love this one so much, hell yeah. But they are just, I mean, how to play the music. Maduro is like a medium or walk pace. Alligero is fast paced. There you go. See, I figured there was some meaning behind it. Thank you. Okay, that's what I was thinking. They just sounded too musically inclined or whatever. Like, is it like Latin or something? There's a lot of like, I don't know, like Italian and Latin or something in like music theory. That's what I was thinking. That sounds like a music term. And it totally makes sense, right? The next thing I did was check my face in the mirror. Checked your face? Why? To behold the beauty that is my sadness. Why else?
Apollo, I'm starting to lose all faith in humanity.
Just lose faith in this guy, dude. I know the feeling, but hang in there. At least keep faith in our client. Let's keep this moving, shall we? So what happened next? Immediately after that, the mayor came to, stood up, and opened the forbidden chamber. Hold it! No, he didn't. Shut up. Hold it! Hold it! Nice. He opened the forbidden chamber? But why would he do that? Who knows? Maybe he wanted to free the demon Tenmatado. The courtroom is no place for fairy tales. Remember, you are under oath. And perjury is apparently a crime now that we're finally acknowledging. Hello, LaBelle speaking. Yes? I will certainly explore the matter. Toodles. Now, where were we again? You were going to tell us for the real reason why the mayor opened the forbidden chamber. Oh, yes, of course. Convenient fucking phone calls. Hello, this is LaBelle. A good one, sir. You're an absolute riot. Okay, bye. You were saying? Never mind. This is a waste of time. He's just going to tell more lies. The witness will focus on his testimony, not the phone calls. Now, tell the court what you did after you saw the mayor open the forbidden chamber. Perjury and Ace Attorney, a slap on the wrist, absolutely. It's like, they've never even, I think, said perjury until this game. Well, after that. Just realized my wig is on the floor. On the green screen. Get off the green screen. Dom Ross wig. Get out of this courtroom. As I ran in terror, the demon emerged from his prison. Hold it! Hold it! Hold it! Hold it! Hold it. Got it. What was Mr. Filch like at the time? He was shouting, I can't see, I can't see! It's the curse of Tenmatado! Then, he took off running like a madman. He must have been blinded by the sudden light flooding in. Wrong. What? He set eyes upon me, and was thus blinded by my radiant beauty. Jeez.
So, it was the curse of Florent LaBelle rather than Tenmatado?
Yes. I'm afraid such beauty can be a curse. It's almost criminal. The wig was in contempt of court. Exactly. Get out of here. Bailiff, remove the wig from the courtroom. Immediately. The only thing criminal here is your ceaseless jabbering. Now, get on with your testimony. Oh, forgive me, your darkness. Let's see. Oh, yes. I fled for dear life from Tenmataro. And... in shock, I fled down the hallway to my right. To the one with a phone at the end. I feel like that's gonna be what we present against. Hold it! The hallway with the phone? What? Hold it! Hold it. Hold it! Hold it! Got it. Hell yeah. A little oomph to it. So after you fled into the hallway with a phone at the end, Tenmataro ran off toward the foyer. Precisely.
Notice any inconsistencies, Apollo?
Well, Jinxie also saw Tenmataro, right?
She did. She said they passed each other in the hall after she made that call to the police.
Well, if LaBelle had fled down the hall where that phone is, Jinxie would have seen him when she was returning from making her call.
Oh, right. And if she saw him, she would have definitely asked him for help.
Right. Just doesn't make any sense. Time to review the evidence.
If we don't find some way to poke a hole in his testimony, Mayor Tenma is as good as guilty.
This is bad. Very bad.
We need to find an inconsistency, a mistake, some kind of conflict.
It's all over if we can't find a flaw in the prosecution's case. Well, then we better do that. Okay, so I think it's maybe Jinxie's testimony on the one where he says he was in the one with the hall at the end, because obviously she would have said that she saw him, and she definitely called the police because the phone call. There's probably records of it, right? I mean, I know I'm kind of stretching, reaching outside of the court record here, but we'll do a little gum save. Okay, present. Jinxie's statement. Let's look at the details. After leaving the scene and calling the police, they passed each other at the bend in the hall as he made for the foyer. He was carrying a staff-like implement that jingled. She couldn't call for help because there was no one else in the hall. Because, specifically, there was no one else in the hall. Yeah, this has to be. Objection!
Objection!
Florent LaBelle, you were lying about having witnessed these events from the hallway. What on earth do you mean? Yes, care to fill in the rest of us, Mr. Justice? If Mr. LaBelle had really fled down into the hall with the phone in it, he would have crossed paths with Miss Tenma. Just a question, do you plan to do the DLC case if it's possible on emulation? Yeah, if it's possible on emulation, yeah. And even, I guess if it's not, I might still try to find a way, I suppose. But yeah, I do plan on it, for sure. Any little bit of Ace Attorney-ness and content I can get, I'm definitely going to try to get, for sure. Cha-ching! He would have crossed paths with Miss Tenma. Yeah, we're in the money now, aren't we? What's this? After she discovered the crime scene, she immediately went to call the police. Then, after making her call, she went back to the main hallway. Whereupon she encountered the demon, yokai, or whatever you want to call it. As for me, I call it Venus Filch in a Tenmataro costume. The encounter happened right here, where the hallways meet. As for Mr. LaBelle, if he had fled here, feigning an escape from the yokai imposter. Why, yes, the two would have crossed paths. Right, except Miss Tenma told us that there was no one else in the hall. In short, Miss Tenma did not see you in the hall because you were never really there. My eyes! My beautiful eyes! Ha! Not such a fabulous scent now, is it? Wait, did he spray his own cologne in his eyes? Is that what just happened there? Give me just one second. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-dow. Please hold. I'm just changing something really quick. Some back end stuff. There we go. Save that, and we're good. Okay. That's to do like the touch of them reacting to their breakdown actions. Yeah, I think that's so much fun. Yeah, I just love the breakdown actions too. Like in general, it's always my like one of the things I'm most excited to see is like how are they gonna do it for this guy. There were some really good ones too. I remember Apollo Justice really feel like it upped its game on that too, because like the animations, everything when Apollo Justice was so great, and now we got him in 3D. That's so cool. But Mr. Justice, the witness also stated that he heard the mayor confess. If he was lying about hearing the confession from the hall, then where was he when he heard it? Inside the Fox Chamber. Where else? But isn't that within the very crime scene? I mean, he could be behind the folding, like, wall, right? Nobody would have thought to look back there at that moment. It is, Your Honor. And that means he's not really a witness. Rather, he's the third party I've been alleging this whole time. What? You think I'm the killer? How dare you? Silence. Oh, we got another silence. Oh, shit, dude. Foolish fop. A true man knows when he is beaten. The shield of lies comes to naught before a foe with a sword of truth bared. Or sorry, bared? I guess either might work. Prosecutor Blackwell, what are you? I thought we were on the same side. You are mistaken. There are no sides here, save for my cold, steely edge of judgment. And he wants to be a judge really bad, doesn't he? You are alone upon this battlefield, with naught but your lies and sickly sweet perfume. God, to be like spraying that on yourself while you're sweating just seems like an awful. And look how much he's spraying on himself. Like, oh my God, you're trying to fucking kill yourself, dude. Oh, that's a smart Domm, definitely behind screen. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. We've done a lot with that screen. Whoa, what just happened? Blackwell's really tearing into him. But I will say that the screen I don't think is in the court record, so I guess it's in the picture though. It's in the picture of the crime scene, so maybe that's how we could point that out. You heard the mayor's confession from the inside, did you not? You deviant dandy. Deviant dandy's nice. For the sole location from which you could have seen and heard the mayor and the Tanuki, without either of them noticing you, was right there in the Fox Chamber. Oh my. So that's how it's going to be. Fine. I'll come clean then. Seriously? You admit to being there in the Fox Chamber? I do. I did enter the room after the murder. But I was afraid of being falsely accused, so I lied about it. I feel terrible about lying like that, but it's a verbal cologne I use to protect myself. A verbal cologne. Okay. You'd better explain yourself, Mr. LaBelle. Yes, of course. I was just about to get to that. The witness is skating on thin ice. I'll remind you that perjury is a very serious crime that we don't do anything about here in this court. Now, let's hear your testimony again, this time without your perfume of lies. In the Fox Chamber. I did enter the Fox Chamber after the murder. But I didn't enter until after Jinxie had heard the confession and left. I heard the mayor groan and hid behind the folding screen there. Yep, folding screen! He told us himself. What I saw there was... I saw there up close. It was absolutely horrifying. So, you see, I was there, but merely watching from behind the screen. Getting closer, dude. I need to go for now. Sounds good, man. Need to get up early tomorrow. Have a great rest of the stream. Can't wait to catch up on the VOD. Sounds good, dude. Hell yeah. You have a good night. Thanks for hanging out with me while you could, hoodie. Yeah, good job, Dom. Nailed it. Hell yeah. Thanks, man. Shucks. I appreciate that. From the behind the screen. Why, yes, I believe you wouldn't be spotted if you were there. Just so. He could see everything without being spotted by the victim or that Tanuki filch. Suffice to say, he was a mere witness to the events rather than an actual third party. Right back to being against us, dude.
This guy's as slippery as an eel.
Apollo, you think he's telling the truth?
Well, he was in the Fox Chamber, so at least that much must be true. Much and must really fucked me up there. I got a fun fact in the demo trailer for this game. When Athena looks behind the door in the Fox Chamber, Ted Tonate is behind there, and a bomb is discovered under the table. Oh wow! Only in the demo version, huh? But that never amounts to anything? I guess if it does amount to something, don't tell me. But that's interesting, huh? I like Ted Tonate. Ted Tonate in... Oh, God, what was her name? Oh, Candace Arm. Candace Arm. Those are some of my favorite pun names that we've ever heard. Candace Arm was probably my favorite. But Ted Tonate was also pretty good. Well, he was in the Fox Chamber. The defense may cross-examine our slightly voyeuristic witness. Voyeur, huh? Watching people. Cross-examination in the Fox Chamber. I did enter the Fox Chamber after the murder. Hold it! After? Hold it! Hold it! Come on. Hold it! Yeah. Why in the world would you enter that grisly crime scene? Why? Because I was worried sick. Mayor Tenma's suit. It what? It was designed personally by me. I was worried my work of an art might get blood on it. This guy, dude.
This man clearly has his priorities in order.
Okay, let's get this over with, shall we? Now, where was I? Oh, yes. And so I entered the Fox Chamber almost without thinking. But I didn't enter until after Jinxie had heard the confession and left. Hold it! Oh, come on, I want to get it first try. Hold it! Hold it! Hold it! There we go. A little more O, maybe. Why didn't you enter right away? And ruin my designer shoes. Your shoes? Even now, just thinking about getting blood on my fabulous footwear. I feel like... I just thought of this, but I feel like maybe at some point his scent is gonna matter. Because he just sprays so much of that perfume. And that's a way for people to, like, know something. You know, it's a sense we have. So someone could have smelt him, probably. Like, maybe you can't see him, but you can smell this guy. Even now, just thinking about getting blood on my fabulous footwear, it sends chills down my spine. That's why I hesitated.
That's terrible. A man was dying and another injured, and you're worried about your shoes?
Silence.
Need I remind you, this is a court of law. We were not teaching morality here. We have schools of etiquette and such for trivial pursuits.
Ah.
Now, you listen to me, you deceptive dandy. Get to the point and be quick about it. Yes, well, I was there in the Fox Chamber, but... I heard the mayor groan and hid behind the folding screen there. Hold it! Hold it! Hold it! Wait a second. Why did you hide yourself? Oh my. So you do understand. I do? By hiding, I was concealing my fabulous beauty, which, for the sake of the universe, is something I should never, ever do. That's what you were thinking, right?
I'm sensing a black hole of egocentricity forming around the witness stand.
We can deliberate his mental process another time. Get on with the testimony, now. Well, regarding the murder scene, what I saw there up close, it was absolutely horrifying. Hold it! Hold it! Damn it. Hold it! No, okay, there we go. It went on, damn it. Could you describe the crime scene in a bit more detail? And what exactly would you like details about? Well, what I'd like to ask you about is... Ooh, we get a choice. The feathers and tracks, the forbidden chamber, the murder weapon. The feathers and tracks? I feel like we haven't heard about the feathers and tracks. Let's save really quick. I know it's not like a huge moment, but we'll save, just so we can get back to the spot. His use of his perfume is theorized to be the reason Apollo didn't catch them lying when he encountered LaBelle with Filch. Huh. Interesting. So they're thinking that was mucking up his senses, and so he didn't sense that his bracelet was tightening or something. Because he's got those powers, right? So that's why we would have thought he would have picked up on that. I think I see what you're saying. Interesting. Let's see. What do we want to ask about? I'm gonna say the feathers and tracks. What do you remember about the yokai feathers and tracks? Because I feel like we're kind of getting down to the order of things, right? When were things where and who was where when those things were that. They resulted when Timataro exited the Forbidden Chamber. He came out in quite a rush, scattering feathers this way and that. Did you immediately know it was Mr. Filch? I did. And that's why I suggested he cook up our alibis together. And how did those practice sessions go? They were nearly the death of me. Filchy has to be the worst student ever.
He really doesn't think he's done anything wrong, does he?
That's perjury, and we will do nothing about it. Well, Mr. Justice, do you consider his statement to be of any importance?
Of any importance? That it happened when Filch left, that he knew it was Filch. I don't think so. I'm not inclined to think that that was very important. Because it's kind of what we already knew. I might try a different one then, I think. Makes sense. If I recall, he did get it in Apollo's eyes, and he uses them when perceiving someone. That's true, yeah. Yeah, it could be getting his eyes, because I feel like he knows to look when someone's lying or whatever, being deceptive because of his bracelet, right? It tightens up, so he still would have maybe gotten that, though, right? I don't remember the exact science they tried to use to describe it, but either way, I like the theory. I like that. Let's see. Do I consider it any importance? Not really. Not so important. Let's see what the other ones come up with.
It's probably not particularly important.
No, Your Honor. The witness may proceed. All right, then. I would just like to add that it was a terribly grisly scene, as I have described. I'll have to go back to that. Yeah, let's go ahead and go back to it. I'll just load up. That's why we made that. Okay, so... Forbidden Chamber, the murder weapon. The murder weapon could be a good question to ask as well. But so could the Forbidden Chamber. Like, what state was the Forbidden Chamber in, right? Because eventually it got closed, right? Because it was closed by the time everybody got there, right? It wasn't just hanging open. I mean, by the time we got there, it was closed, I guess. But when was it closed? Who closed it? Alright, let's do the Forbidden Chamber. Let's see what comes up with that. Could you please describe the Forbidden Chamber at the time?
It was shut tight until the mayor opened it. He's really trying to stress that it was the mayor who opened the forbidden chamber.
Tisk, that big liar. He opened it himself.
Oh, if looks could kill, the bell would be toast.
Well, Mr. Justice, do you consider this statement to be of any importance? Not really, because he didn't really describe what it was at that moment while he was hiding. He just said that, like, he opened it. But wasn't it closed, though? I don't know. Let me look at the court record really quick. Let me look at that picture. It wasn't open in the picture, right? Could be... Yeah, see, it's closed there. That could be the contradiction. I don't know. For the sake of knowing what all of our options are, let's do the other one too. And I mean, we get to see more content, right? So let's load that other one and see what happens here. The murder weapon. What do you got to say about that? Could you describe the state of the weapons that had been used at the scene? Whoa, drunk goggles. Oh, look at that. That looks hilarious. Barbie Man looks fucking hilarious because of his shoulders are even more like huge and his face is getting all scrunched up. And his widow's beak keeps peeking down. That's funny. The spear had been thrust all the way through Alderman Kyubi. All the way through? What does that mean? Then there was that statue the alderman used to bludgeon Mayor Tenma. That incredibly inspiring symbol had fallen onto the floor.
Oh, right. The statue. But why would he find it inspiring?
Ooh, see, now this is interesting, because he brought up a piece of evidence. And he said it was inspiring, but it was only inspiring before it broke, and it broke before it was used. So this could be an in here. Why exactly did you find the statue inspiring?
Well, when I saw that statue, I felt as if the merger had been realized. It was like a celebration of union between town and village. An inspiring symbol of goodwill. A broken statue next to a bloody corpse? Real inspiring.
And only Jinxie knew what it looked like, not him. Well, Mr. Justice, do you consider this statement to be of any importance? I think so, yes. Very important. I believe that to be extremely importantly. Wait. Extremely importantly. I feel like it should just been extremely important, right? I see the LY is there. I believe that to be extremely important. I request that it be added to the testimony.
A statue had fallen to the floor. It was a token of goodwill celebrating the municipal merger.
Hold it! Because, I mean, we know the merger wasn't going to take place, so how is it, you know... Hold it! Hold it! A token of goodwill. Are you referring to the fox and demon statue?
Yes. The statue the alderman allegedly used to strike back at Mayor Tenma. The mayor trampled down municipal goodwill only to be clobbered by its symbol. It's quite ironic, don't you think? Isn't it ironic?
It's like rain.
Oh, what?
And that's when the symbol of goodwill was transformed into a symbol of conflict.
This game has quite a few typos. Yes, it does. Yeah, you find them when you read them out loud, I feel like especially. I think if you were just reading it in your head, some of these would be easier to just kind of breeze by, you know, because, like, you know what they meant, and you're just kind of going. But when I'm reading it out loud, I find, like, all of them. Sometimes I add the typo, though. And that's just my dyslexia.
So you see, I was there, but merely watching from behind the screen.
Hold it! Hold it! Hold it! Hold it! Brown Betty. Got it. Brown Betty got it. She still works. The mayor had been knocked out by a blow to the head. Could he really have opened the forbidden chamber in that state?
Well, it did seem difficult. He was all woozy and stumbling around as he opened it. It was such a heroic effort that I nearly started to cheer him on despite myself. I think the mayor needed medical attention more than a cheerleader.
You think he's telling the truth about being there in that room?
Well, I believe he was there. The question is, when did he enter?
You mean, did he enter after Jinxie fled? Or was he there? Or was he was there
before the murder? Or was he there before the murder? There's an extra was, right? Again, with a typos. But we love it.
Or was he there before the murder? If it's the latter, that would change everything.
I mean, I think we were seeing that he was there before the murder because he saw the statue before it broke, right? Because the statue obviously broke during the murder if it was used as a weapon. Right? Well, was he there? Right? Right. If he was there before the murder, that would make him a suspect.
But how do we go about proving that?
Well, I guess we ask him about what happened there. Anyway, let's press him and see what kind of info we can extract from him.
Let's cross our fingers that he says or reveals something incriminating.
I think he did. We just gotta present. The statue had fallen to the floor. It was a token of goodwill, and that's the whole thing he says about it. Yep. Okay, so it's gotta be against this one. I guess it's just probably the statue itself is what I'm gonna present. We're gonna save and try that. Save state. Boom. Present the statue in question. Oh, here, sorry. Fox Demon statue. Objection! 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 Got it. It's like I try like slightly different tones. Your lies have finally betrayed you, Mr. LaBelle.
What possibly could you mean?
You said the statue was like a celebration of union between town and village. Isn't that correct? Oh yeah, and he definitely couldn't have saw it before because it was wrapped up in paper, right? So he can't even say, oh, I saw it before it got broken, because he didn't, because it broke while it was wrapped, right? I think that's the thing. Because it doesn't have fingerprints on it, right? Because they grabbed it through the paper. I don't remember if that's true, but I'm pretty sure that's the situation as we understand it. Projection! Hell yeah. I should try that one.
It is indeed, but what of it? The two yokai are joining hands in goodwill. As if they were celebrating the municipal merger. Something the matter?
So, how did you really know that this statue was meant to be a symbol of goodwill again? Or a goodwill again? That's what I'm having to remind.
What?
Justice, Dono. Explain yourself, and make it quick. This statue was meant to be to symbolize goodwill in its original form, but that was a secret.
A secret? Whatever do you mean?
What I mean is that it broke when someone used it to strike Mayor Tenma on the head. What's left clearly makes it look like the two yokai are battling it out. The statue's secret is its true form were lost inside that locked room, and its true form. For Miss Tenma is the only living soul who should know what it once looked like. So, Mr. LaBelle, where could you have possibly seen the statue in its original form?
What do you mean, where?
The only possible answer is this. You saw the statue in its original form. Right there in the room where the alderman was murdered before it was broken.
How dare you?
Mr. Justice, are you accusing the witness with some sort of crime? Yes. Yes, I am. Florent LaBelle, I accuse you of the murder of Alderman Rex Kyubi. Should have been more like a...
My eyes!
Order, order! I need to move him up so he's behind the bench, dude. That's what I need to do.
Mr. LaBelle, you've been accused of murder. Do you have anything to say in your defense?
How could you possibly accuse me, the embodiment of beauty?
Way to go, Apollo. This is the conclusive evidence we needed. Magnifico.
We've got you now. We know you've killed the alderman. Now admit it. Just admit it, damn it.
Silence. Oh god, here it comes. See, just when we thought we won.
Enough of your silly games, Justice Dono. This prancing peacock could not possibly be the killer.
Objection! What are you talking about? His alibi has already crumbled to dust. And I just proved that he was in the Fox chamber while it was still locked tight.
Silence. Why could he have not seen the statue in its true form before the murder? After all, he was close friends with the alderman. Ergo.
Yes, that's right. I clearly remember it now. Alderman Kyubi told me about it. About what the statue actually looked like. I mean, he was a good friend of mine.
Yeah, right. He wouldn't show you a secret gift just like that.
Silence. Moreover, he has already been proven that he was not present at the scene of the crime.
It has?
Forgotten, have we? Recall the little scamp's statement, if you will. When Jinxie Tenma unlocked the Fox Chamber, she saw the alderman and the mayor collapse therein, and no one else.
That doesn't mean that someone wasn't there, though, dude. Didn't he already say he was behind the fucking screen? Why is that so defeating for us?
The fact is, it was you two who made that apparent in yesterday's court session. And thus Florent LaBelle could not possibly have been in that locked room.
No!
Ah!
I just don't get it. How could Jinxie not have seen LaBelle?
Because he was behind the fucking screen, bro. It'd be a disgrace for him to stain his purple suit. Yeah, dude. And he's got that yellow perfume he's gonna get on his purple suit. I guess yellow might not show up, but it might stain it. There's probably oils in it.
The proof is incontrovertible. No room for debate exists. Am I not right, your baldness?
No, there's room for debate, dude. I think that's totally bullshit what you're saying.
It does seem awfully conclusive. The facts point to the defendant and the victim being the only people in that locked room. Moreover, the defendant has already confessed.
Objection! Silence.
You cannot defend the indefensible. Your role in this charade is over, Justice Dono.
See, I feel like maybe the confession was him saying like, "Oh no, the blackmailer went through with his threat, and it's my fault," or something. You know what I mean? And so that's why he's dead, or something. I could see him having meant it that way, but not that he's helping us figure that out.
But your baldness. This trial would last an eternity if we were to keep crossing blades with these simpletons. It is high time you brought down the hammer of justice. A point well made. I believe it's time to declare a verdict. This court finds the defendant Damien Tenma.
Hold it indeed. Ooh, look who it is.
Caw, caw, caw. It would seem that my time is at hand.
Mayor Tenma?
Counselor, there was a matter of which I must testify. I recall it now only for the good graces.
For your good graces. Counselor? Oh, right. He must mean me.
Has he finally remembered what happened before that blow to his head?
Just that imagine of Apollo and Athena with their elbows on the desk, sweating bullets. Yeah, right. Absolutely.
Bailiff,
Don't just stand there. Seize him. It's no good. I can't restrain him.
Caw, 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 caw. Know me and despair. For I am Tenmataro, demon lord of the yokai.
That voice gets my throat, dude. It's like Phoenix's, but even harder. Just that image. Oh yeah, just the image, yeah.
Mr. Justice, do something.
Since when am I responsible for court security?
Apollo, this is our chance. We might get some new information out of him.
Your Honor, seeing as our client has something new to say, I believe due process demands that we hear him out, even if he is a yokai. When you put it that way. Still, I believe testimony by a yokai is unprecedented in the legal world.
Well, we had fucking Parrot testify. I think that all bets are off when we did that. Where's Fulbright when you really need him? I know, dude. What the fuck? Where's Justice, Fulbright, huh? Come on, man.
Unprecedented in absurdity, more like. All right, then. Mr. Damien Tenma, or should I say Mr. Tenmataro. Your testimony, please.
I shall now speak of recollections most real, courtesy of my host, Damien Tenma. Heed these words, mortals, for hear them but once you shall. Caw, caw, caw.
He's doing his air fondling.
The ruler of demon kind.
Barely conscious was Damien, there amid the darkness. Suddenly, two yokai did appear. On one side, I, Tenmataro, ruler of demon kind. And on the other, my mortal enemy, the nine-tailed fox.
Oh, the mask was there. Are we gonna get to that? I totally fucking forgot the mask was in there. How does that play in there? What the fuck is about to happen? There you go. There's that image again.
So, is the defendant asserting that the room he was in was very dark at the time?
Strange as it may be, yes. Indeed, all was in darkness.
In the part about Tenmataro and the nine-tailed fox being there?
Yes, that too. Tenmataro towered overhead, and the nine-tailed fox glittered gold.
I call animal abuse, Your Honor.
Could it be the statue he's talking about? Because that's the only depiction in there of them fighting.
It would seem the defendant's recollections are not to be trusted.
Yes, well, truth be told, my host's recollections are still a bit fuzzy. As if half dreamt, that happening lingers in his mind.
Apollo, maybe I can help here.
Really?
Oh, you mean... Yeah, I can hear it. The discord in his heart. I sense an unusual emotion in the mayor's memory of the event.
Okay. I just hope our findings don't come back to haunt us. Again. Like with Jinxie, right? Every step with Jinxie just dug a hole for us. Hell yeah, using the new system. I feel like when it comes to, especially Apollo's thing, they rarely use it. It feels like. I mean, I'm just comparing it to the Cyclops. I feel like Cyclops, we got so many Cyclops in the original trilogy once we got the ability to get them, I guess. And I feel like the emotion thing and Apollo's bracelet thing have been very lightly used, which is fine. I've just noticed that. It seemed like there was always Cyclops.
Barely conscious was Damien there amid the darkness, and he's sad.
No, he's a little surprised now. Suddenly, two yokai did appear, which would make you surprised. On one side, I, Tenmataro, ruler of demon kind. And on the other, my mortal enemy, the nine-tailed fox. Yet he's happy. Well, there you go. That's the weird thing. Pinpoint. And we're gonna pinpoint.
Simon says.
When the nine-tailed fox appeared,
you not only experienced shock and sadness, but also something like joy as well.
Joy? Perhaps it was joy at the light coming to my eyes at long last. A long, terrible creaking did pierce the silence. And then there was light. On reflection, it was a door that did produce that infernal racket.
A creaking door? Oh, you must be talking about the Forbidden Chamber door. It does make a lot of noise.
So this means the Forbidden Chamber really was opened. What about the sudden light he described?
I think I know. He mentioned darkness and Timotado towering overhead. He's in the chamber. Maybe the mayor wasn't really in the Fox chamber at the time of the crime. Mr. Mayor, did the darkness that you were in happen to be here? Okay, we're gonna say it was the Forbidden Chamber, right? Save just to be case. Or just to be safe, just in case. Just to be case. You never know. Forbidden Chamber? That's what it sounds like he's talking about.
The Forbidden Chamber? Was it not the Fox Chamber where the murder did occur?
Yes, but it all makes sense if you were in the Forbidden Chamber. That terrible creaking sound was probably the Forbidden Chamber's door opening. And the towering Timotado you saw? Most likely the Forbidden Chamber statue.
Why, yes. That would explain it.
So are we saying that... God, this is getting so convoluted. So are we saying that the mayor was in the chamber at some point then? Okay.
The darkness and the staff in the demon's grasp.
But even if all that's true, then what about the nine-tailed fox?
Maybe he was seeing things. Just like Jinxie and her imaginary yokai. The only thing I could think is that the wrestler guy, like Rex, was in his wrestler attire, wearing his mask for the nine-tailed fox, and he was in the chamber with Tenma. I don't know why they would be in there. But that's the only thing I can think. And why would he be in that costume? Oh, probably because he came back from the event thing that they had, right? Probably still dressed up in his garb. Interesting. Maybe he was seeing things. Just like Jinxie and her imaginary yokai.
Fantastico, Apollo. It's entirely possible. In a groggy, dreamlike state, people can misremember things and events.
Misremember, you say? Let me think. I do believe I remember now. That was not the nine-tailed fox. It was...
The Amazing Ninetail.
The Amazing Ninetails.
What? The Amazing Ninetails? Alright, see, there you go, called that one.
At first this was but a dream, I thought. Now, however, most clearly do I recall it. 'Twas the Amazing Ninetails who did open the Forbidden Chamber's door.
Oh, it's level 60%. Okay, we're getting better. I'm sorry I asked.
The Amazing Ninetails? But that was the victim, Alderman Kyubi, right?
Yeah. Why would he open the Forbidden Chamber? Was he trying to keep it sealed? Or wasn't he trying to keep it sealed?
Never mind that. This is completely new information. Let me enter it and run an update.
It really hasn't. You only use it twice during the final case, and when you'd usually use the special mechanic more than that during the final case. Final case of Apollo Justice. Yeah. But yeah, in the final case, we didn't use it until the end. It was like crazy how that wasn't coming up, because they could totally make little moments in that more often, you know what I mean? I feel like it made me really bad at that one too. Like the Apollo Justice ones, like sometimes it takes me a while. It's not super intuitive where they would be like having their nervous tick, you know? But I think it's cool though, and I wish there was more of it. Barely conscious was Damien there in the Forbidden Chamber. Updating the info. Amid the darkness, a mighty statue of Timotado loomed overhead. We're surprised and we're sad, and then we're happy again. Suddenly the door did open and a shaft of light did pierce the gloom. But we already know about this. The amazing Ninetales had come to the rescue. Why is he still happy? And it's a rescue. I guess it's a rescue from Tematato, but he's Tematato. Right? Interesting. I guess he's trying to remember, to be fair, he's trying to remember what Damien remembers, right? Okay, so we're gonna pinpoint happiness again, because that's weird. The unexpected emotion is right here. Oh, shit. And I clicked out of it. Did I fuck it up?
Really? You sure about that?
Yeah, can't you see it? Maybe if you look really hard? Just keep staring and maybe...
Apollo, this isn't a game of where's emo.
So I'm way off?
At least make an effort next time.
Okay, okay, let me try that again. Really, so it wasn't the fact that he was happy? The amazing Ninetales, is there... Is it because he's still sad? I mean, surprise makes sense. Okay, we'll try sad. I guess. There we go. When the amazing Ninetales opened the chamber, banishing the darkness within, you felt joy. But didn't you also feel shock and sadness? Oh, so it could have been either of the other ones? I picked the one that was wrong.
Yes, it is hazy. In the hazy depths of my mind, I do recollect something of that nature. I believe it was the fiend's cape of red. For when I did behold it, a great wave of sadness did inexplicably wash over me.
Okay, almost there. A cape of red?
Apollo, we've reduced the noise level. Oh, but there's still a little left.
Mayor Tenma, why were you sad when you saw the red cape?
Why indeed?
What could this mean?
I guess his memory is still a little spotty. I know because his latest recollection contradicts the evidence.
Yeah, it's one of those contradictions that slaps you right across the face.
Something this obvious could arise when someone is trying to force a fuzzy memory into a definitive shape. Apollo, I know what you have to do. You need to present evidence that contradicts the image you see.
Oh, so it's basically the same as the usual cross-examination process. Yeah, so it's the same as everything. Okay, time to review the evidence. Look out, contradiction. Here comes justice. We're not gonna do any justice looking closely or anything. If you compare the bracelet to Magatama in debut games, we use the bracelet seven twice per case aside the first. Magatama is used 10 times, 3 times in case 2 through 3, 4 times in case 4. Yeah, and then we even got the Magatama in Apollo Justice once as well. Because we got to be... Right? Because I remember we used it against Gavin, but Gavin had all black ones, and I was like, whoa, that's crazy. Maybe you already included that in what you were saying. Right?
Barely conscious was Damien there in the Forbidden Chamber.
By the way, you used the Magatama in 6 times in Apollo Justice. Yeah, see, that's what I was getting at. We did use the in Apollo Justice. Yep. Just played that, so I remember that.
Amid the darkness, a mighty statue of Tenmataro loomed overhead. Suddenly, the door did open, and a shaft of light did pierce the gloom.
Info update. Cape. Because he doesn't have a cape, right? That's the contradiction. You show the glossy, I guess.
The amazing Ninetales had come to the rescue.
Let's see. Let me check that glossy. Details. Yeah, see, he's got no cape. He's got the tails all around him. No cape. Ain't right. These aren't the same thing.
Papa Snake, get out of here.
I think that's what we gotta do. Let's save, though. This is one of those ones where we could
get a penalty.
Save and salon 1. There we go. And Objection! 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 Oh, come on, dude. Objection! Or you said earlier, projection. Objection! There we go. Projection worked first try. Oh, that's funny. You said the amazing Ninetales cape was red.
You sure about that?
Yes, well, I do recall it was a red cape I saw, but...
Mayor Tenma, does this cape look red to you?
Oh, that certainly does not look red. Not even scarlet or crimson either. Nevertheless, upon my liberation, something red did fill my as yet hazy field of view. And I thought to myself, the amazing Ninetales is arrayed in a red cape of red.
It probably was him being stabbed? But why would he be getting stabbed from the back? I was just thinking red, you know, blood. Maybe he had opened the door and got stabbed. I don't know. Throwing some stuff out there. Who knows, dude? Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, I was so excited when we saw those black locks on Gavin. I thought that was like, whoa, what? I remember that be like blowing me away. Like, yeah, that's freaking cool, man. So you mistook the red something for his cape, huh?
Apparently so, and remembering it now brings a great sadness upon me.
Yeah, because it was blood. It's gotta be blood.
So the red something probably wasn't a cape after all. Maybe that great sadness he mentioned is what's interfering with his memory.
Well, he would have seen the fox chamber behind the amazing Ninetales. Oh, what red object could he have seen there that would have been that shocking? I know. Could it have been... Mr. Mayor, was the red thing you saw this? Oh, shit. Is the red thing you saw... Is it something in the crime photo? Did I point at the blood on in the crime? Oh, shit, dude. Was the red thing you saw this? This is all I can think that he would have seen, right? Because he's got blood behind him. So it's like a cape, but how would he have seen it from the chamber? Was he not in the chamber at all? I'm so confused by that. I don't know, I feel like this is the only thing I can think of in our court record that would be even red, let alone look like a cape. I think that's what I'll do my first try with. Let me go ahead and save here as well. Sorry for muddled things. Essentially, you use the Magatama more in the debut games than the bracelet in its debut game. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's obvious to me. You also use the Magatama one less time than the bracelet in Apollo Justice, the game the latter debuted in. Right, yeah, absolutely. I am aware of all that for sure. Faux show. That's something I actually, I mean, if you're watching the VODs, you probably heard me, but I actually bring up a lot that it's like a shame that, I mean this lightly, but it's a shame that Apollo isn't the subject of his game. You know, he gets totally shafted in that game because it's like, I mean, I get that there's the big twist or whatever, you know, and that's like kind of why we don't learn anything about Apollo, but it's like, it's his game, but it's all about Phoenix, you know? But it's like, I wouldn't change it at all because I liked it a lot, but I just thought that was a shame. That's all, you know what I mean? It's just like, man, Apollo needed a little bit more for his game. So, yeah, I don't know. Either way, I do need to take a real quick break. Got to use the restroom, do a little bio break, but I'll be back in just a moment. And yeah, we'll keep this going. We're going to get this guy. All right, don't go away, guys. I'll be right back after this.
don't need a touch shop. Can you even Tetrasize?
Square, rectangle, trapezoid, Tetrazoid.
Nintendo introduces Tetris.
Put a piece here, put a piece there. Use your thumbs, use your eyes. Find yourself Tetrasize.
Now you're playing with power.
Prepare thyself well, Dragon Warrior. Thy most challenging quest ever awaits. Go with speed, but go with patience. Seek out an arsenal, a dragon scale, a torch, and magic herbs. Use wisdom and cunning to choose thy commands, for the Dragon Lord is a fierce rival. Horrible and treacherous minions all guard the evil one's island castle. Art thou ready, young one?
Yes, King Lord.
And so begins a new epic, Dragon Warrior.
Nintendo, now you're playing with power.
And a little of this, and a little of that. At Wendy's Garden Spot, you know that's up to something beautiful.
At Wendy's Garden Spot, you can make hundreds of deliciously different salads, and each adds up to less than 300 calories.
Add a little of this, add a little of that. It's a garden oasis like no other.
Wendy's Garden Spot, something better for Wendy's kind of people.
You know that's up to something beautiful.
That was awesome! Samurai Hurricane! Oh, I didn't know you were here.
Where else would I be? What was that crazy show you were just watching?
What? You've got to be kidding me! The Steel Samurai, warrior of New Old Tokyo. Us youngins love it.
So you mean teenagers like to watch it?
More like kids.
Well, if it's for kids, why are you so excited about it?
'Cause I'm a kid at heart.
Good for you. But I've got to worry about bills like an adult. We haven't had a single client this month.
The Steel Samurai, warrior of New Old Tokyo.
Huh. A superhero. That takes me back.
What?
Alright. And I'm back. Let's do this. I have a feeling that we're coming to the climax. So, without delay, let's present this crime scene photo. This must be where the red cape is coming from. The blood all over the floor. Blood! Oh! Alright. Take that! Take that! Yeah. Something red that could produce a deep sadness. Could it be, Mr. Tenma, that you saw, or what you saw was the alderman's blood? Blood? Why, yes, it was blood. Ooh! Ah! It's all coming back to me now. It wasn't a red cape that I saw. It was lying behind the amazing Ninetales, the alderman's bloody body.
Ah!
What the fuck? What? How did that work? Okay, okay. Is it that's LaBelle? Is that LaBelle with the shirt on? He does have huge shoulders. He just doesn't seem like a guy that would lift. You know, or be a wrestler, I guess. But I mean, he's maybe just disguising himself. I don't know. That's crazy, though. How did Tenma see this? Okay, we gotta continue.
Bye-bye. His noise level is down to 0. I think you've remembered everything now.
Does this mean the amazing Ninetales killed Alderman Kyubi?
But the alderman was the amazing Ninetales, so how exactly would that work?
Hey, I asked you first! So, LaBelle disguised himself as the amazing Ninetales, and then he must have ditched the mask out the window, right? Because some of the fur was found there, and then it was found washed up in the river later. And so he murdered him as the Amazing Ninetales? Like, there's more to be uncovered here. There's certainly more. Yeah, that's the general consensus of apologists. I think you got a delay, Phantom. I think, yeah, I mean, it might be a while before you hear this, I'm not sure. Or maybe you're just replying late, but you got a delay. You might try refreshing to catch up if you want. Well, Mr. Justice, you sure know how to make a complicated matter even more complicated. True, but at the time of the crime, our client was in the Forbidden Chamber. Moreover... Silence! Is he gonna dismiss the whole thing? Hoy, don't you think this is strange? The little scamp has already confirmed her father to be in the Fox Chamber. Oh, wait. I don't know, maybe I'm going a little crazy with this, but what if, okay, so if LaBelle did disguise himself as the Amazing Ninetales, could he have also disguised himself as Damien Tenma? You know what I mean? Because that would be how he knew he had admitted to the crime, is because he was him in that moment, maybe. I don't know. The hair dyeing thing is what makes me think that's something, because we have the hair dye still, so maybe there's something like that. Yeah, I was late replying. You meant to type it when you got back. Oh, okay, gotcha. Right on. Just making sure. I appreciate you keeping that combo going. Hell yeah. But yeah, so I'm not the only one then that feels that way, because yeah, it is a shame, because he's such a cool character. I really do like Apollo a lot. I mean, no, nothing against Daddy Phoenix or whatever. He's great, and especially in that game. Like I said, I wouldn't change a thing, because Trucy and Phoenix are fabulous in that, and I just want more Apollo, I guess. But I will say, at the start of this game, Apollo looks like a fucking badass, dude. So I can't wait to see where that goes. But yeah, anyways. But she said not about seeing the Amazing Ninetales there. Ah. You just had to bring that up, didn't you?
Jinxie didn't see LaBelle there either. So weird. Who really was in that room then?
Also, sorry about the little rant. I was just putting things into perspective. Oh no, yeah, it's all good. I get you. Yeah, I mean, preaching to the choir, to be honest, because yeah, I was already very much under the same impression about all that stuff. But yeah, no, I just appreciate that you're a fellow fan and that we both have made these same observations. That's awesome. Would the defense care to share any theories with the court? Can you explain the inconsistency between the defendant's testimony and his daughter's? Can I explain the inconsistency between the defendant's testimony and his daughter's? I mean, if I'm thinking I'm gonna go with this crazy idea. Let me say, and it's not so crazy when you save, is it? Not so risky. Of the whole, he's a master of disguise thing all of a sudden. Maybe it's the hair changing thing that's got me. So yes, I can. Hair dye, I guess. Yes, of course I can explain it. Because if I don't, we're in serious trouble. Not with more of your bluffs and fairy tales, I trust. Fair warning, Justice Dono. I shall have your head if you fail to explain this. What about a good old-fashioned penalty? Well, Mr. Justice, let's see if you have a head worth keeping on your shoulders. First of all, Mr. LaBelle was definitely in the Fox Chamber when it was locked. We also know that Mayor Tenma was in the Forbidden Chamber based on his testimony. These two facts are crucial to my explanation. Yeah, the penalty is your head. Yeah. So let us consider the following question. If the facts point to Florent LaBelle and the victim being there at the scene, why did Jinxie Tenma see her father, Mayor Tenma, and the victim? A very good question indeed. And I suppose you have an answer for this. Sadly, you would be supposing wrong.
You think she could have mistaken LaBelle for the mayor?
Well, if she did, then the question is, why did she do that? Well, how about that explanation, Mr. Justice? I believe the time for questions is over. The defense asserts that Florent LaBelle was at the scene of the crime. However, Jinxie Tenma was testified that she saw her father collapse there. If she has, in fact, misremembered the event, what could have made her do so? Jinxie was confused, LaBelle was disguised as Tenma, or she got the rooms mixed up. LaBelle was disguised as Tenma. The figure Miss Tenma saw was not her father. It was Florent LaBelle disguised as Damien Tenma.
Silence.
That is a complete impossibility. Their faces are utterly unalike. How could you explain that away with a mere disguise? Yes, they both do have incredibly distinctive faces.
Maybe the disguise completely hid his face? I think Jinxie would have mentioned it if she couldn't see her father's face.
And if it was that sort of disguise, wouldn't she have removed it? Oh, right. Your sword is as dull as your mind, Justice Dono. Shall I show you what a truly sharp blade is capable of? I think I'll pass. Ah! Ah! Did I fuck it up? Is that the end? Did we lose our head?
Are you okay, Apollo?
I'm not fine, am I?
Well, now that we have that little fairy tale out of the way, your baldness, your verdict, if you will. Mr. Justice, I believe it's time for a verdict if you have no further arguments.
What's even left for me to do?
Yeah, rip Apollo, apparently.
Apollo, remember what Mr. Wright always says? When you're stuck in a tight spot, turn the case upside down.
Turn the case upside down. He does say that, doesn't he? But I don't quite see how it applies here.
Still, never hurts to give it a try, I guess. Let's see. Rather than Jinxie didn't remove the disguise, maybe she couldn't remove it. And rather than she didn't tell anyone about the disguise, maybe it was she couldn't talk about it.
A wrestler's mask is more...
Oh, this is still in the past.
A wrestler's mask is more precious than his own life. He never unmasked himself in front of others. But there are matches where wrestlers battle for the right to remove each other's masks. To have your mask torn off is the worst humiliation a wrestler could suffer. That's why their masks are more important to them than life itself.
So he had a wrestling mask on?
And what about the fact that it was the amazing Ninetales who opened the door? A mask that can't be removed in front of others? And these facts turns things around?
So we're saying that... Yeah, we got it all backwards? Okay. So we're saying that... Mayor Tenma, the bird guy... He's actually... the Amazing Ninetales. Okay, I guess that's still consistent. Because he didn't want the merger either, right? He was being blackmailed into the merger. So, or I don't know. Maybe I'm assuming that he didn't want it. But I guess if this is what we're saying, then obviously he didn't, because he would have been the one. God, that's so crazy. They totally got me, because I totally thought that the Amazing Ninetales was definitely Rex, and I was like, why is everybody so like confused about that? Obviously Rex is the Amazing Ninetales, but now obviously not. That's funny. They really got me there. They really led me to believe that. Hell yeah, dude.
We got it all backwards?
Apollo?
I think we might have made a huge mistake. Your baldness. I see no need to further indulge them in their silly little farce. The defense has no proof. They never did and never will. Then it seems I must announce my verdict.
I do have proof. Do you now? All right, but this better be good, Mr. Justice. We can solve this remaining riddles by turning all of our assumptions upside down. Why Jinxie Tenma mistook Mr. LaBelle for her father. Why she couldn't remove the costume or tell anyone about it in the first place. These riddles are inextricably linked to Mayor Tenma's secret identity. A shocking secret identity that will turn the entire premise of this case upside down. This piece of evidence clearly reveals Mayor Tenma's secret identity. So it's like the reason why the wrestler disappeared is because Tenma's in jail, not because Rex is dead. That's funny. That's funny how that works out. I know someone would make fan art of the Amazing Ninetales, but in the style of Ninetales from Pokemon. Oh, that's kind of funny. Yeah, make Ninetales the Pokemon a strong man? Is that how you would do it? I guess. Let's see. So, it's the mask? Does that prove it, though? I think it's the only thing I got that I can think of that would prove it, is the mask itself. It's found washed up on the riverside, and there was a tuft that we found of it in the window. Yeah, it's gotta be that, right? I mean, we're still gonna save, obviously. Slot one. Alright. Take that! Take that! Yeah. Ah, what absolute claptrap, pocketcock, balderdash. We thought the alderman was the Amazing Ninetales and the mayor was Tematato. That's why we believed the mayor killed the alderman in his lust for Ninetales Vale. And it was the basis for the prosecution's entire case against our client. However, we got the whole thing backwards. Mayor Tenma wasn't Tematato at all. He was the Amazing Ninetales. What's this? What? I got the costume to be based off Ninetales and not a regular kitsune. Someone did artwork of Gumshoe with a gumshoes. Is that a Pokemon? You'd best explain yourself, Justice Dono. And from where you derive such a far-fetched conclusion. Hey, another Pokemon.
Far-fetched.
Jinxie no doubt knew the true identity of the Amazing Ninetales. But she couldn't tell anyone no matter what. That's why she didn't say it was the Amazing Ninetales she saw passed out. Even though, unbeknownst to her, it was really Florent LaBelle in disguise. Silence. The accused and that deceitful dandy are utterly dissimilar in physical build and voice. A little scamp would have seen the difference. Objection. Remember, Mr. LaBelle has his very own brand of cosmetics. Why couldn't he fake a different build, too? And anyone speaking through a mask would naturally sound different. Silence. Why did she not simply pull the mask off? Because it's the biggest disgrace to a wrestler. A masked wrestler's disguise is more precious than life itself. As a huge fan of the Amazing Ninetales, she would never dare unmask him. This case of mistaken identity also explains the riddle of the locked room.
Then by all means, Mr. Justice, answer it for us already. I am so confused.
First, Mr. LaBelle entered the room where the mayor and alderman were talking. I suspect he brought with him coffee laced with some sort of sedative. Once the alderman was out cold, that's when Mr. LaBelle killed him. Next, he took the mayor, who he had also drugged, into the Forbidden Chamber.
Then he returned to the Fox Chamber, slipped into some of the mayor's spare clothes, and completed the disguise by donning the amazing Ninetales mask. With his entire charade in place, Mr. LaBelle then let out a scream. The scream that led Jinxie Tenma to the scene.
Ah, so then... the person who said I killed Alderman Kyubi was...
Yep, that was Florent LaBelle in disguise. The mayor never actually confessed.
Silence.
This is no more than guesswork and speculation. Now, stop your jabbering and...
Objection.
No, you twisted samurai. This time, you stop your jabbering and let me finish making my case. He's got me. He's standing up to me. Once Miss Tenma left the scene, Mr. LaBelle, still wearing the mayor's clothes and mask, opened the Forbidden Chamber, so he could drag the mayor back into the Fox Chamber.
Oh, so the amazing Ninetales the mayor saw was...
Right. It was LaBelle opening the Forbidden Chamber. The second time Mr. LaBelle opened the door to the Forbidden Chamber, he happened to catch the thieving Mr. Filch by surprise. Startled, Mr. Filch, in his Tenma disguise, ran as fast as he could away from the room. As he did, he left behind him a trail of feathers and tracks, and gave Miss Tenma the scare of her life in the hallway. With no one left to witness the events that had occurred, Mr. LaBelle then proceeded to drag the sleeping mayor back into the Fox Chamber. I see. Well, that all certainly does make sense. Then, after dragging the mayor back into the Fox Chamber, Mr. LaBelle threw the mask out the window and fled the room.
Silence.
But what about when he hit him over the head with the statue? The statue broke. Yeah, I don't think we've covered that. Yeah, it's a Gen 7 Pokemon. Oh, okay. I do like Pokemon, but I will admit, I don't know all the newest ones for sure. Prosecutor talks smack to defense. Uno reverse card. Prosecutor, my one weakness. Yeah, absolutely. You just activated my trap card. For this absurd theory to work, it requires that the defendant be the amazing Ninetales. However, he was the one pushing for the municipal merger. That such an individual could possibly be the amazing Ninetales is preposterous.
Objection.
The mayor was blackmailed into pursuing the merger. Miss Tenma's life would have been in danger if he hadn't openly voiced his opposition. That's why he created a secret identity as the amazing Ninetales. Yeah, this is madness. No one could possibly hatch such an insane plot. No one except a killer as insane as his plot, and I'd say Florent LaBelle more than qualifies.
Foolish mortal! It is at your own peril that you forget who I am.
Mayor Tenma, it's okay now. Jinxie will be safe just as soon as Mr. LaBelle is arrested. You are the amazing Ninetales, aren't you? Oh, why did we hold it? Oh, he held it. Oh, and now he's blonde.
Oh, and I'm tiny. Mayor Tenma is not the amazing Ninetales.
Objection.
What do you mean? Well, has the mayor admitted to it yet?
But that's just... And even if he did admit to such nonsense, I would reveal the truth behind Tenma right here and now. What? Is there gonna be another turn here somehow?
Why, you would dare reveal the secret.
My good friend, the alderman, told me all about it. But it wouldn't be good to expose the truth
What with the superstitions? Now would it?
The truth behind Timotado? What's he talking about? I think he's talking about that golden rock or whatever, right? In the scroll, maybe? The thing that was in that cave the whole time?
So, go ahead. Say it. Say, I am the amazing Ninetales. I dare you.
Objection!
Wait! Will somebody please explain what's going on here? Mayor Tenma will do anything to keep the truth behind Timotado a secret. A dark, terrible truth that has been kept secret by the village superstitions. And if the mayor admits to being the amazing Ninetales, you'll expose the truth? Right. I won't have him walking free because of some nonsense you made up. So what now, Justice Dono? Without the mayor's admission, your theory is as useless as you are in battle.
I'll show you who's useless.
Apollo, don't you dare give up now.
I know. Your Honor, I believe Mr. Lapel's statements warrant a thorough cross-examination. After all, the true identity of the amazing Ninetales is the cornerstone of this case. You do have a point there. Please answer this court, Mr. Lapel. Is the defendant the amazing Ninetales or not?
Warning.
We're getting raided!
Incoming.
Incoming raid! Let's get a little Gavin guitar going there, huh?
I am.
Run for the hills, it's the Wacky Wednesday boys. Hey, how's it going, dude? Oh, nice, you had Domino and Hadouken. Nice, hey, nice, dude. Hell yeah, what's up? How are you? Welcome in. Let's get some confetti. How about a Badandi? Why not? Hey yo. What's up, Noah? How's it going, dude? Welcome in. Hey, look, he's wearing the same outfit, dude. He's Badandi. I should have been using the Badandi voice the entire time for this guy. That would have been so funny. I didn't realize he was wearing a very similar outfit. And Badandi, he's pretty flamboyant like this guy. I could have the same voice. Why not? Going great. Hey, yeah, nice to hear it, man. How was the podcast today? What were you guys talking about? What was the topic of discussion? We're trying to nail this guy with a guilty verdict. He's trying to weasel his way out, though. Per usual. It was wild. Nice. It was a wild, wacky Wednesday. Triple W this week. The triple dub, I guess because it was 3 of you, right? You get 3 dubs. And wins. Don proclaimed that bent Slim Jims taste different than unbent Slim Jims. Huh. Honestly, I don't have enough experience with Slim Jims to dispute it. He's insane. I don't see why it would taste any different, but I mean, until I try a side by side, maybe we should do that. Are you guys gonna set that up where all you guys get like 2 Slim Jims and then you bend one and then you taste it? Or does it have to be like bent when you get it? Next week, yeah, nice. There you go. I need to see that. I need to see the showdown. The bent Slim Jims showdown. Slim Jim indeed. All right, let's see. You're doing a testimony for LaBelle here. So the situation is that this guy is the killer. We know that now. And what he's done is he disguised himself as the victim and confessed to it at the scene of the crime, to the murder. But we've now accused him of disguising himself using a wrestler's mask as the victim, because the victim was a wrestler. But our entire argument hinges on the sorry, not the victim, our client, the defendant. That's what I meant the entire time, defendant. And so our defendant was a wrestler, but he won't admit to that right now, and we need him to, because if he doesn't, then our argument, it just
dissolves. So, right now, for some reason, it's a huge secret, apparently, that he is actually the Amazing Ninetales. And, he doesn't want to let that secret out. But LaBelle has said that he will go ahead and let it out because he thinks our client, the defendant, is guilty, and he thinks that letting the secret out will prove that. And so now he's confirming for us, but apparently that's supposed to be bad for us now, even though we needed that. So anyways, that's, you know, it's complicated because it's Ace Attorney, but that's sort of broad strokes what's going on at the moment. That is how the case is going. We'll say it that way. Yeah, thanks again for the raid, Noah. Did we get a... It didn't do an auto shout-out for you, did it? Let me do that. Should have got a clip. There you go.
Hello, Mrs. Alvey.
Nice. This is a good one.
You probably don't know me, but I know a little bit about you. My name's Noah. It's nice to meet you.
I had to pick this one, didn't I, Noah?
Ran into your son on the internet, and he became a very good friend of mine very quickly, and I want to thank you.
It's
for
funny how it's like,
into this
it's almost
world.
always a cat-made one.
I can't wait for one day when I get to go down to...
You got too many cat-made clips.
And meet you, and we can all have a cream tea together, because Aaron promised me a cream tea. So see you soon.
Nice. And then I like how it like ends with like Morrowind or whatever. That's so funny. And here, let me give you a proper Twitch one too. There you go. So if anybody hasn't followed Noah yet, he's a member of Strange Planet. You guys should follow him as well. He's a great guy. I mean, obviously, you just saw that great clip of his confession, which is a channel point item his you guys could use as well. So, check him out. All right, but here we go. Back with the testimony.
The Amazing Ninetales' true identity is not Mayor Tenma. The mayor would never admit to such utter nonsense. But if he did admit to such nonsense, I will expose the truth behind Tenmatado right here and now. And that would bring ruin upon Ninetales Vale, just as the superstitions say.
I wonder what is that truth? I want to know, dude. I want to know. I think it has to do with we found this scroll that showed how Tenmatado was like born, and it was like this guy brought this glowing yellow rock to the village or whatever, and then it depicts the demon just coming out of the rock at one point. And I think it also showed the rock being sealed away in a cave or something, so I think that's the secret. And maybe that it's been stolen or something, like, I don't know, because it was gone, because apparently the grandfather of Phoenix Filch had stolen it, because we found a compartment in the sealed cave that had a statue from his grandfather that he would always leave when he stole stuff. So yeah, kind of interesting. I'm assuming it has something to do with that. Talk about out of the pot and into the fire. That was the frying pan. At this rate, the mayor will be found guilty for sure. Honestly speaking, if Mayor Damien Tenma is not the Amazing Ninetales, I'm afraid I don't see how the defense has much of a case here.
And let's just leave it at that, shall we? We all know Alderman Kyubi was the Amazing Ninetales anyway. I mean, that's how Ninetales Vale made a comeback. The Alderman was so popular.
There's gotta be a hole in that testimony somewhere. But I don't even know where to start.
Since we don't have any proof that the mayor is the Amazing Ninetales, then we'll just have to get him to admit it himself.
But if he admits it, the bell's going to expose the secret behind Tenmatado. Ah, we're so close, I know it! The defense may cross-examine the witness. Okay, we'll see what we can get out of him. Gotta press him, because that's one of my rules.
The Amazing Ninetales' true identity is not Mayor Tenma.
Hold it! Hold it! Brown Betty. Damn. Hold it. Got it. This whole case only makes sense if the mayor is the amazing Ninetales. I know you used his mask to create this illusion of a locked room murder.
Silence.
Nothing more than idle speculation. You've no evidence. Now have you?
Mr. LaBelle knows what the statue originally looked like. That means he had to be in the Fox chamber while it was still locked tight. Sorry, but I heard about the statue from Alderman Kyubi. If you don't believe me, just ask him. Oh, but what's that? The Alderman's dead? Looks like the joke's on you, my sweaty little friend. It's a fucked up thing to say about your apparent friend, the Alderman dude.
Apollo! You mind if I wring his neck?
Wait in line, because I'm going first. Temper, temper. Anyway. The mayor would never admit to such utter nonsense. Hold it! Hold it! Hold it! Hold it! Hold it! Got it. That's like a whole challenge check. Fucking skill check of his own, dude. The only nonsense here in this court is you and your assertions. Tisk tisk. Such anger is terrible for the skin, you know. Beauty is like a flower that blooms forth from a serene heart. Excuse me? I wouldn't expect a wilted peasant like you to understand. Perhaps this fragrance would help the blossom within you bloom. Ah! You liked that, didn't you? Enough jabbering about blossoms and whatnot. And get on with your testimony before I slice you into a bouquet of cut flowers. Oh dear. Please excuse me. As I was saying, the assertion of your wilted attorney here is utter nonsense. But if he did admit to such nonsense, hold it! Hold it! Hold it! You'd be arrested, wouldn't you? Yes, it's true. I would be sacrificed upon the altar of justice, despite my innocence. But what a terrible loss that would be for the future of humankind's cosmetic needs. It is a tragedy that must be averted. Defend me if you understand this.
Silence.
The only terrible loss is the time wasted by your ceaseless yammering. If you would avert the tragedy awaiting you, that vexing visage of yours, then. Yes, I know. Get on with my testimony. Anyhow, suffice to say, should the mayor admit to the defense's nonsense, I will make good on that threat, and I will expose the truth behind Timotaro right here and now. Hold it! Expose that truth. And just how did you learn of this so-called truth behind Timotaro? Alderman Kyubi told me all about it. The secret of the Forbidden Chamber and the truth behind Timotaro. Why would he share secrets like that with you, Mr. LaBelle? Because of the Alderman's wife. I was looking after her while she was hospitalized. He appreciated it so much he shared the secrets with me.
Wait, did he threaten the alderman in the addition to the mayor?
Don't tell me that's how he learned how to open the Forbidden Chamber. Needless to say, I'm not above revealing the truth behind Timotaro. I wonder if he was trying to steal what was in the chamber, and then he couldn't because it was already stolen by Filch's granddad. That'd be kind of interesting.
And that would bring ruin upon Ninetales Vale, just as the superstitions say.
Hold it! I mean, if he's right about the amazing Ninetales not actually being the Alderman either, that means the Alderman and Ninetales are dead, and that means that's a ruin upon Ninetales Vale anyways, right? Eventually I got it, that's funny.
Do not gaze upon Tematato. Do not tell others if you see him. Isn't that what the village superstitions say? Exactly. Telling others what Tematato looks like would reveal the truth. That's why the superstitions were written down in the first place. And ruin coming to the village if you free him? Is that a warning not to expose the truth? Bingo, and that truth is, Tematato is a great, greed-inspiring fortune. That's what the whole battle over Ninetales Vale is all about.
Tematato is a great fortune? Come to think of it.
Only that it's the greatest get-rich-quick chance in the universe. Grandpappy told me all about it. Said there's an amazing treasure in there.
Could Tematato actually be Mayor Tema? No, Forbidden Chamber treasure?
Yeah, it's that gold chunk. I see now. So when Tematato was coming out of the gold chunk, he was like, from the legend of, or the knowledge of it, came the demon to protect. Okay, that's interesting. Telling the villagers that Tematato is a terrifying yokai is what has scared them away from the Forbidden Chamber and the treasure within. That's how the treasure has been kept secret all this time.
Well, well, well. It seems our ace attorney here has uncovered the truth that must not be revealed.
Mayor Tema looks like he wants to keep the truth hidden as much as I do.
Tragedy is doomed to repeat itself as long as Tematato exists. That's why the secret must be protected.
As long as Tematato exists, huh?
Mr. LaBelle, please add that statement to your testimony. Nice. Got him. Tragedy is doomed to repeat as long as Tematato exists. Hold it! Hold it! Hold it! Hold it! Hold it! Oh, come on, dude. There we go. So in other words, tragedy wouldn't occur at all if there were no Tematato. Yes, I suppose so. But that's wishful.
Oh.
This is LaBelle. Yes. You don't say.
As long as Tematato exists, huh?
How's the mayor supposed to admit to his secret identity now?
Well, we have to find a way to make him say it, or our entire case unravels. There must be a hole in LaBelle's testimony somewhere.
Okay, it has to be that thing that we added, right? As long as Tematato exists. He doesn't exist because it was stolen, and we have the little statue. That's gonna be my first guess. Time to save it. Save that one. Present the Azuki Kozo figure. A figure discovered inside the Tematato statue. Apparently, it's something a certain thief leaves at the scene of a theft.
Objection! Objection! Mr. LaBelle, what if Tematato is no longer existed? Revealing the truth would no longer be an issue, would it? If Tematato no longer existed. What on earth are you talking about?
Oh, apparently you haven't heard. Tematato no longer exists. But I guess you didn't do a thorough search after the key was taken from you. Because when we searched the Forbidden Chamber, there wasn't any treasure there.
Really? Well, maybe you weren't looking in the right place.
Sorry, but I have proof that Tematato no longer exists. Take a look at this figure.
What do we have here? Looks like some sort of creature.
We found this in the Forbidden Chamber. It's an Azuki Kozo figure. The great thief, Azuki Kozo, used to leave them at the scene of his crimes.
Are you suggesting that the Tematato has been stolen?
Yep. Venus Filch's grandfather, a master thief, was the culprit.
And by that hideous moronic caretaker's grandfather, no less. No! My beautiful golden Tematato was...
The greed inspired by Tematato can no longer bring ruin upon Ninetales Vale. Isn't that right, Mayor Tenma?
The root of the tragedy would indeed seem to be gone. In fact, I now recall the alderman
revealing the secret to me on the day of our meeting. He must have been speaking of Tematato, for he said to me the gold ingot was gone.
The gold ingot? You mean the treasure that is Tematato's true form?
Recall, if you will, the scroll in the Forbidden Chamber. Tematato is the yellowish object shown there. A giant golden ingot that my nomadic ancestors bestowed upon Ninetales Vale. In return for that gold, my ancestors did receive from Ninetales Vale land that would become Tenma Town. But drive the villagers mad with greed and did that great fortune. Bitter was their greed-fueled battle. It was as if they were possessed. My ancestors' gold became a curse upon their village, a curse of ruin. Thus it was that the yokai Tematato came to be.
So, Tematato and the village superstitions were merely fairy tales to scare people away.
Fairy tale or not, Tematato made quite the mess of things.
Yes, indeed, for there is no greater monster than a mortal man's lust for gold.
Well, you know what they say, the love of the money is the root of all evil.
Or the love of money, I said the money. The love of the money!
My ancestor did bring the terrible thing here to Ninetales Vale. A thing so terrible that... Tenmatato, a monster just as terrible, had to be created to keep it a secret. Yet we have naught but love for the little village to which we owe our very existence. Tenmatato would never seek to take over Ninetales Vale in a murder.
Oh my, that was quite a shocking lesson in history.
Mr. Mayor, now that we know Tematato no longer exists, are you ready to admit your secret? You are the amazing Ninetales, aren't you?
No, don't do it. Please. No!
Begone, you demented demon!
Now, where was I? The Golden Lord of Yokai, the amazing Ninetales, is indeed me.
And that means Jinxie.
Yes?
The man wearing the mayor's clothes who you saw collapse in the Fox Chamber. Was he wearing the amazing Ninetales mask?
That's what made me think it was Papa. He said he was going to reveal his secret identity to Alderman Kyubi that day. So, it really wasn't Papa I saw there, was it?
It was Florent's idea from the start. He advised me to reveal my secret identity to the alderman.
Yeesh. Rube Goldberg machines have less elaborate setups than LaBelle's scheme.
You may rest easy now, little Jinxie. That monster's deception is through. Caw, 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 caw.
Can you cut it out with that? The true facts behind the case have finally come to light. Mayor Temma did not kill Alderman Kyubi. But Florent LaBelle did. How dare you, peasant? No! No!
Silence.
Oh, shit. Justice, Dono. You should at least have a real blade in your hands if you desire to cross swords with me. Or have you mistaken this battlefield for a training ground? What do you mean? What's this guy want now? Evidence is like a razor-sharp blade that cuts through bone as though it were butter. But you have only blind guesses, a dull blade incapable of cutting even a cake. He has you there, Mr. Justice. After all, evidence is everything in a court of law. But I mean, he'd all but admitted it, dude. They're right. Let's see some evidence. Of course, a perfect being like me wouldn't leave any incriminating evidence behind. This is the final battle. Just as a samurai must live and die by the sword. You will live or die by the evidence you hold. My swift blade of judgment awaits. Now, present your conclusive evidence. Or don't you have any? Oh, crud. Do I have anything conclusive? I mean, we're gonna say of course I do, but we're gonna say first. Obvi. Of course I do. I don't know what it is, but of course I do. Evidence? Oh, I have evidence.
You do?
Of course. It's just the conclusive evidence we need, too. I'm going to finally prove Mayor Tenma innocent. Here comes justice. Whoa, what the hell's going on? Let's review the facts. The most damning evidence against the mayor was the crime scene itself. The mayor and the victim were the only two people found in the room. Also, we all thought the alderman was killed because he was the Amazing Ninetales. Although, they may have thought. But as we know now, of course, we were way off. The Amazing Ninetales is really Mayor Damien Tenma. That's why when his daughter Jinxie saw the Amazing Ninetales collapse at the scene, she mistook him for her father. Those are the facts we have revealed. However, Mr. LaBelle asserts that he did not leave any evidence at the scene of the crime. But he didn't say anything about evidence outside the crime scene. Maybe he isn't as clever as he thinks he is. Does any of this evidence found outside the crime scene provide any clues? The Amazing Ninetales mask, I think? Because it was found outside the crime scene, right? It had the hair signed it or something, right? Oh, I know, the Amazing Ninetales mask. It was found washed up along the river. What sort of clue does that mask hold? White hair. White hair in the mask. Can we, like, prove that it was used by one of the products? And what about the hair left in the mask? Who does it belong to? I mean, it must be Florent LaBelle. The white hair is LaBelle's. Oh, right. That hair is Florent LaBelle's. Yes. Now that's what I call conclusive evidence. Step outside his mind palace. Well, Mr. Justice, you've been silent for about 5 minutes. Do you have any conclusive evidence to present to this court? It's been pretty awkward. Of course I do. Observe this mask, if you will. Oh, I missed what you said, Phantom. I'm sorry. Nothing less for someone as luxurious as LaBelle. Exactly. That mask? How is that conclusive evidence? It's not the mask itself, but the white hair inside it. We originally thought it belonged to Alderman Rex Kyubi. Yes, but the Amazing Ninetales, as we now know, is Mayor Tenma, so... That is correct. So the question is, whose hair could this be? And the answer to that is the last person who would have worn it before it was discarded. That would be you, Mr. Florent LaBelle. What are you talking about? I never had hideous white hair like that. Silence. It would appear your coup de grace failed at hit its mark. I think what it is going to be that his hair is white, and because it was washed in the river, it got all the color because it's a washout color, right? Didn't we find that out in the court record? Let me just see if I'm on the right track. Hair color that washes out with water. So his real hair color is white. That's funny. Oh, here's our conclusive evidence. Pulls out white hair, blows onto ground, causing Apollo and Athena to get on hands, and he's looking for it. Yeah, all of a sudden it's just like whoosh, and he's like, oh shit. That sounds like something that would happen like in anime of this. It would appear your coup de grace failed to hit its mark. This freakish fop is not the white hair type. Because he's busy being one ludicrously garish color over another. Objection. No, Prosecutor Blackwell. It's you who has made a fatal error. What? Remember where the mask was found? Washed up by the side of the river. With that in mind, this last piece of evidence will solve all the remaining riddles. Hell yeah, I got this shit. Take that! That's... What is that? This is Mr. LaBelle's own private brand of hair color. It washes out with just water. The court will also recall that the Amazing Ninetales' mask washed up alongside the village river with white hair inside it. Yeah, you see where this is going. What's this? Are you saying that preening peacock's hair color is? That's exactly what I'm saying. Mr. LaBelle's hair color is a freaky work of fiction. But thanks to the river flowing through Ninetales Vale, we now have a real-life expose. The white hair in the mask is conclusive evidence proving you're the real killer. A DNA test is all we need to prove it, and we both know we'll get a match. Admit it! Florent LaBelle, you were the one who killed Alderman Rex Kyubi. You peasant. How dare you? You profane my one. I'm going to exterminate you. No, my makeup. Is he gonna, we're gonna use white hair, dude? Is he gonna bleach himself with his cologne? Oh, I think so. Oh, yeah, there you go. Hell yeah, dude.
Hello, this is LaBelle. What? The project is off? This is LaBelle. The sponsors have pulled out. LaBelle speaking. I'm fired? You mean I'm no longer Mayor Tenma's aide? Hello, this is LaBelle. What? There's a stratospheric damages claim against me. $100 million. I'm finished. Washed up. Stick a fork in me. I'm done.
He's hysterical, dude.
This is preposterous. I, Simon Blackwell, defeated. Order, order, order in the court. Well, this is quite the unexpected outcome. I must hand it to you, Mr. Justice. You really turned this case on its head, just like that other lawyer, Phoenix Wright. I'm surprised I even said that. Why didn't you say, just like, let me see, what? Just like him. That's usually how they word it. Wait, that was a compliment, right? Prosecutor Blackwell, what have you done with Floyd LaBelle? The defaced man has withered like a flower without water. One of the officers is currently tending to him with a sprinkler. Wouldn't that just wash even more of his makeup off? Allow me to explain the actions of the guilty party in detail. The motive, of course, was to steal the gold ingot known as Tenmatado. However, few are allowed into the manor due to its cultural ties to Ninetales Vale. LaBelle set in motion plans to gain access to the manor and the gold within via the merger. But the efforts of the amazing Ninetales saw those plans come to a halt. And thus, LaBelle murdered the alderman and attempted to pin the blame on Mayor Tenma. I see. But what I still can't comprehend is why would he go after the gold in the first place? Mr. LaBelle doesn't look like someone who is in need of financial aid. LaBelle hid his past well, much like he hid his beauty with makeup. He's mired in debt. Debt due to pouring money into a brand only he could love. Which is why he sought the gold with such ferocity. Too bad for him. Someone else had gotten to it first anyway. I see. Very well then. I believe it's time I declared a verdict. This court finds the defendant, Damien Tenma, not guilty. Woo! Ha ka 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 ka. Oh yeah. Can we get an anime ending? Bell's 33, talking about premature fading. Yeah, poor guy. Damn, dog. Court is adjourned. Hey, so is the judge. He's only 33 too. Been 33 for the last 20 years. April 19th, 1:23 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 3. What an amazing what did I say amazing? That was some seriously good lawyering, Apollo. Even I didn't see that coming. Just got lucky, I guess. You banished Tenmatado from Ninetales Vale like you were some kind of exorcist.
There's still one thing I don't understand. How come Mr. LaBelle didn't kill Mayor Tenma too? He could have set it up so that the mayor murdered the alderman and then died from a counterattack.
Oh, thank you.
That would have removed at least one possible fly from the ointment.
I was wondering about that too. But I have a hunch LaBelle was biding his time. He was planning on exposing the amazing Ninetales' true identity himself. Huh? But why? Because the mayor was the amazing Ninetales. Had LaBelle succeeded in framing Mayor Tenma for the alderman's murder, the wrestler's popularity would have plummeted once his identity was revealed. Oh, I get it. If the amazing Ninetales was just killed, he'd die a hero. But if he was proved a villain, his fans would abandon him, making the merger that much easier. Right. Then when the merger was completed and everything cooled down, he'd be able to search the Forbidden Chamber at his leisure.
What an insanely intricate plot!
Caw, 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 caw. A most excellent job clearing my name. A feat worthy of the Demon Lord's approval.
Why are you acting like that, Tim? Why are you acting like Tenmatado again?
Let this be of no concern to you.
How could it not concern me?
Timotado, be gone!
Ah! Jinxie, seems like ages since I've laid eyes on you.
Papa, you're finally back.
Yes, it would seem Timotado is no match for you.
I'm not scared of that silly yokai anymore. Your father's a free man now, Jinxie. Isn't that great? Thank you for all you've done. Seeing you guys in action, it made me feel more like I don't have to be afraid anymore.
Aw, look how nice she looks when she smiles. Wait, is Jinxie actually smiling? This is all thanks to you two. Too bad the amazing Ninetales will have to retire, though.
Aw, how come?
Once everyone hears I'm the amazing Ninetales, my fan base will nosedive. After all, I'm not the most popular of people. Another reason for my secret identity. I don't see how I could possibly continue.
I think you've misjudged yourself. Take a look outside.
Say, now that you mention it, what's all that noise out there? A big crowd gathered outside the courthouse once the news broke. Seems they want to get a glimpse of Mayor Damien Tenma, the man behind the mask. And to root for your return to the wrestling ring. Rooting? For me? But I thought I was nothing more than a malefactor in their eyes. Hey man, people love a buff man, that's true. That's true.
The only one who really matters is Jinxie. Show her how cool you really are. Yeah, you're the coolest when you're out there fighting in the ring, Papa.
Jinxie. Here, I think you'll be needing this. The mask back, oh hell yeah. Take that! Just throw it in his face. Thank you. Now, if you would excuse me. I don't want to keep my fans waiting! And that was my Ninetales voice. Oh hell yeah, anime! What the fuck, dude? How did he... Alright. Dude, that's sick, dude. Ninetales Veil forever. I think it's so funny. Like, people would get that excited about like a tiny town. Like that. Hell yeah, Ninetales Veil forever. Oh man, only in Japanifornia.
I sure hope they can settle the problems between Town and Ninetales Vale.
Me too. I'm sure they'll be fine. After all, the blackmailer slash killer is behind bars and the merger's no longer an issue. Plus, the amazing Ninetales is obviously still a hit, and I suspect Ninetales Veil will be too. And it's all because we believed in our client, just like you said.
Okay, people. Now that we've got that one in the bag, let's go get something to eat. I'm starving.
Sounds good. I've been so nervous I haven't eaten since yesterday.
Better keep eating, Apollo. Or you might have to start looking up at me.
Huh? I'm definitely past my growth phase, and you should be about past yours too.
Are you kidding me? I'm just getting started. Ready or not, it's face stuffing time.
Keep eating like that, and the only direction you'll grow is sideways.
Very funny. But I've got a hollow leg. I can eat as much as I want without gaining an ounce.
Really? Wow, I can't wait to see this.
Calories? Ha! Just let them try and stick on me.
Alright, already you two. Let's just get going before the old man closes shop. Eldoon's Noodles isn't an all-night stand, you know. Dude, they're gonna go get the fucking saltiest noodles in town. Eldoon's Noodles, come on down, get some noodles, y'all. I'll put some extra salt in it for you, I know you'll love it. I'm with Mr. Wright, let's go.
I've been waiting to have a bowl from there ever since Mr. Wright told me about them. Well, what are we waiting for?
The noodles are on me today, so I expect some serious eating from you two.
Yay, thanks, boss. I won't let you down.
Athena has no idea what she's getting into. Mr. Eldoon's noodles are so hot and salty. 2 bowls would kill a man.
Eldoon's noodles, come on down, huh?
You should really open up a small bar to go to with his noodles. Yeah, he should. Something to help wash that salt down, dude. Oh, that was our first scenario. The Dark Age of the
Law seemed so distant, so irrelevant to our small, cozy office.
I missed that first one.
But little did I know that it had been lurking all along, right there behind us. The first time it made itself known was during the murder at the Themis Legend Academy. That case would mark the twilight before the dark, cold night that was to come.
Oh man, and I had thought they had never used any sort of school or anything as a location, but there you go. Oh, it says end. You can't see it, but it's behind me. A new episode has been added. Hell yeah, we'll be starting that next week. I can't believe that. Then I glanced over the walkthrough to try to gauge how long this chapter was going to be, and it looked very short. But of course, I knew it was not going to be as short as it was. And of course it wasn't. It was a full fucking stream. Hell yes. All right, so next one is Turnabout Academy. Nice. Oh, save game. Yes, of course. We save it here. We save it there. Emulation, save state, slot line. Save it 4 times just to be safe. There we go. Okay. That's a stream, guys. So let me pop on over here. There we go. And I can see more of the picture. Got some of our favorite peeps in the back. Oh, Larry boy, when are you gonna come up again, buddy, huh? When are you gonna get blamed for another murder, my dude? Thank you, stream. Thanks for hanging out. Good to know you're still hanging out still. Hell yeah. Hope you had a good night. And thank you, Phantom Togepi. I'm so glad you found me on through my VODs and stuff. That's such an exciting thing, and I hope that we get to hang out again sometime soon. I mean, if you didn't already know, right now my Ace Attorney days are on Wednesdays. Thanks for the stream as well. Hell yeah. So yeah, every Wednesday we play this. So next Wednesday we're gonna start up the next case. As far as for the rest of the week, I will be back on Friday to play some more Jedi Survivor, the new Star Wars game that just came out. So yeah, that'll be my second time playing that. And then on Sunday I should be around for Strange Planet Sunday as well. I'm not sure what we're gonna play. I'm not sure who all can be there. This one might be just me. Even I think there's one coming up anyways, but it might be just me. But either way, something will be going on, so just keep an eye out for those notifications. You know, if anybody wants to join the Discord, if there's notifications for all of us when we go live. Let me do the Discord message there. I share a Discord with a few people. I'm part of Strange Planet. There's 4 of us streamers, and yeah, we kind of stream all throughout the day and all throughout the week, so if you'd like to come join the greater community, I invite you to. Yeah, I guess that's all I got for announcements. Well, let's go raid somebody, shall we? Let me see who's online real quick. Oh, nice. I'm at 495. We are 5 follows away from my 500 goal. That's pretty cool. Appreciate it, you guys. Come on, Twitch, work with me. Good little bird song here at the end, huh? Okay, let's see. Oh, hell yeah, there's always Dash Ducks. I've actually been going to Dash Ducks every now and then. Now that Stella introduced me to them. It's a pretty fun one if you want to go feed some ducks. They go crazy for that food over there. Let's see, we got Maverick Comic is on. He's playing some Fatal Frame. Let's see. Got ESG Domino. He's still live. Cool. It says he's still in the talk shows. I wonder if he's still doing Wacky Wednesday. Don Rocks is playing Demonologist. Oh, nice. HP 2 Sweep changed his name to HPC Bad Guys. Oh, interesting. Cool. He's on. He's doing just chatting. Bang Up Jobs, playing some Path of Exile. Let me show more. Mr. Flexalot's playing the Jedi game as well, the new Jedi Survivor game. Probably not going to go there because spoilers. Let's see here. Kind of want to go hang out with Maverick. I think that's what I'm going to go with. Maverick. It's so cute. Yeah, the ducks, I love it. It's great. Me and Lemur were watching them last night, and we were just noting it was so funny that there's this one duck who's got like an afro, like a white afro, and he was just like on that feeder. He was like not letting anybody near it and stuff. It was his feeder. It was so funny. All right, let's see here. Let me set up that raid. We're gonna raid Maverick Comic. I feel like I always spell it wrong the first time. Here's the raid message if you guys want to use it. It's a follower one and a subscriber one. I call him Mr. Flood. He's my favorite duck. Oh, is that the one with the afro? Hell yeah. Yeah, I was like, we were asking each other. Lemur was like, what do you think his name is? I'm sure they got a name for all of them. And that one's definitely got to have a name for sure. Oh, Mr. Floof. There you go. That makes sense. Because it is a floof. Let me see. /raid. Maverick Comic. Okay. Hit that raid button. All right, thank you guys for sticking around for the raid. I appreciate you. Let's go show some appreciation for another great streamer. Maverick's a great guy. He's playing some Fatal Frame, which is a spooky game about taking pictures of ghosts. Oh, and it looked like Crispy, another member of the community. She's already over here. Hell yeah! So let's go hang out with them, shall we? All right, guys. Just want to thank you one more time for hanging out with me tonight. I really appreciate you guys joining me for this awesome adventure. And until I see you next time. Stay happy, stay healthy. I love you. And we'll see you on Friday for some Star Wars. All right, bye, guys. Bye.